Off it goes.
Oh, that, and I do have a one hit
Right,
kill spell.
right. We don't need to know everything about your character all the time.
Okay.
Okay, let's start. Last time we were doing a bunch of recon across the city. We were thinking about making alliances. We'd made some notes. You guys had discovered a bunch of interesting information, and because of that, or to reflect that, rather, I have revealed a bunch of tokens here that you can see. Between Blackout's personal information, Luna's history in the city, the recon you've done, and the alliances you've made, you are now fairly aware of a lot of these people. All the way from Osman up top to Grin underneath him, and Gartone with his face half burned off, the Black Sovereign himself, and this layout here, at least in my mind, sort of reflects the power structure. And of course, Tokala would be sad to see that the Black Sovereign's not at the top, but that's the facts. Underneath him is his chief of security, Tech McCool, and his consort slash second in command, Cole Inkit. Luna has probably met or been in the room with these people multiple times in the past, but may not know them well. Of course, you can see your old buddy Hirsick has a new token. You'll be glad to enjoy that, I'm sure. And then you see kind of the power structure, the barbarian forces on down through the Technic League troopers and the law enforcement. And then over here, I put the dead captains you killed down here at the bottom. Dead Baron Drund and dead Doc Hellbroth. Super dead. And then over here, the remaining captains, sort of according to their alliances or friendships. You have Zernabeth sort of apart from the other captains' leadership. Underneath here is Nalki, Elias, Sturklinder, Akrodin, and Crastus, with an army of Technic League stooges underneath them. And then, of course, Tokala's merry band over here. I'm going to actually let them rest so that their health is not bottomed out anymore. Poor Scrapwall orcs. And then Mockery, all by himself. So what do you think you guys want to do today?
I got a mouthful of bagel right now.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah,
go ahead,
enjoy that
Takala.
bagel.
Or go ahead, Tracy.
I was gonna say, should we reach out to Naoki and see about setting up that meeting?
Seems kind of like an idea.
I still want to find Hirsick so bad.
I mean, there is the point that I brought up before, and he's asking a shit ton of money, so we need some proof of what he thinks is worth that much money. That might pull him out into the open somewhat.
True. And if we can, unless he's covering his tracks magically, if we can get him in the right location, I could potentially track him the old-fashioned way.
Well, we do know he's using some sort of magic because he lost Kroktos scrying. We don't know what all it does.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that he's not thinking about the traditional means of tracking. I think
Given the way he was moving around and changing disguises, he probably is.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's any point of hunting him down unless we just want to kill him for revenge. But I don't think we're going to get much useful out of him. He seems like a desperate guy that's just looking for anything to help him.
He may be a dead end. You might be right about that one, Crocodile.
But we can try to kill him. I
If
mean,
we
he
can
did screw
find him.
us.
That's kind of been the hard part, is tracking his ass down.
Well, that's what I'm saying with the whole thing of, you know, he's got to prove he's worth that money to us.
We can set a trap for him.
Exactly. Use that to try and set a trap for him.
as far as he knows, it's just me trying to reach out to him. I could make my presence conspicuous somewhere while he goes and makes the drop at the dead drop location. He knows that I'm not there, but he doesn't know that you are.
Yeah. A few disguise spells and that sort of stuff.
Could work.
Yeah.
I like the idea. All right, I'll get the message out to him, telling him that we need some kind of preview, or I need some kind of preview of what he can offer.
That's enough money to buy a small kingdom.
Yeah. So where are you gonna go to get his attention now? Slot bag?
No, somewhere he might actually hear about my presence. I was gonna go to the Mercenaries Guild,
Mhm.
like the rest of us who work there. He has friends. He has eyes.
Last time you were there, you specifically told your buddy not to announce your presence there, right?
Yeah.
You were keeping a low profile. Okay.
But this time I'm gonna go, and I'm not gonna make any effort to conceal the fact that I'm there. I'll go and sit at the table and drink and laugh and, make a scene.
Okay.
After sending out the message that we would like, that I would like some kind of rundown of what I can get for that much money.
And you think he'll come to the guild and find you there? Because
No,
I don't think he's gonna go anywhere that obvious. Yeah.
I'm gonna give him a dead drop location. I'd like him to leave the information.
Sure. Doesn't hurt. As long as we get to, if we can try to get information from him if he has it, which I doubt. But afterwards, I would like to get a little justice on him for his
Well,
wrongdoings.
that's what we're trying to do, Crackta. You gotta be able to find him first.
Yep.
While you're doing that, think I'm gonna do a little testing. I've got technically badge and a Starfall officer's badge. I'm kind of curious if I can cross that barrier with either one of those and not have that alarm going off.
Quick question from Cass. Did either of the people she asked for 3,000 gold give it to her?
I don't have any.
Okay.
What?
You'd have to check our dwarf bank.
I have
Oldbridge
just
does not
over
have enough.
3,000 gold.
She asked if she can borrow it. She promised she's good for it. And she says,
That's it.
actually, I have no way to make money, so...
So-
Maybe if she would talk to me.
How are you bloody good for it then? Why do you need 3,000 gold from me last?
She says, I want to make an item that will help us keep in contact with Krokta. She says, I have a new way to keep everybody connected all the time so you can talk and keep an eye on each other and even help each other at pretty great range. But I can't incorporate Krokta into it because she doesn't like to use technology, but I found a way to do it through just a magic rock.
Ooh, crafting. Here you go.
You said the magic C word.
Okay.
I would inspect the rock before it comes anywhere near me, just to make sure. I don't think it's technology.
Okay.
I assume she's not lying.
She says, Olbrin, I've already had Connor make it. I just need you to go to Torch to pick it up. Since Josh is not here, he's totally agreeable and happy to teleport anyone they want as many times as they want.
Well,
Hollywood
thanks,
Josh.
buddy.
Absolute
Except-
party taxi.
Except for Blackout anywhere near his sister.
Oh.
I do need to make a visit. She
Maybe
might
now would be the
forget about
time to ask. Josh isn't here. He's off at a gig that I wasn't invited to. I happen to know Josh is getting free beer, brisket tacos, and money. And he's just playing music with a couple knuckleheads. So he's not, you know.
me. So he's going to be very agreeable to my suggestions.
I think he'll probably be a little tippy when he comes back in. I was like, oh no, he's giving up beer this month. Gosh. We'll see how he holds on that. Okay, so Oberon's going to go to Torch. Does anybody else need to go to Torch or want anything?
Nope.
You guys are
I'm
at
good.
the sewer sanctum right now, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sorcerer. Ugh.
Now here's the question: did I take that spell that makes it so I can make it nice down there?
Make it nice.
Doesn't look like it. Oh wait, is that it?
Okay.
Don't mind me.
Okay. Let me see. Yeah. Let's see if this actually works. Okay. This will be a personal, and then it's got to do that. Almost ready here. Let's see. Okay, so he's going to come back from Torch here in a second. You burnt the money. And where is that? There it is. Okay. He comes back and let's see how he does with his teleport. Because we always like to land off course sometimes. Oh, shit. Okay.
That's a mishap.
Yep, that is a mishap.
Good job, Josh.
Yeah, way to go.
Actually, no, it's studied carefully now, right?
It is.
We've lived there for a couple of days.
It is studied carefully. So it's
But-
similar. Same problem as last time. It's studied.
Yeah.
It's similar area. So let's see what we've won. Somebody roll. Let's see. Who wants to help decide how off course Josh is?
I'll do
Got
it.
it. I got it.
Okay, Rye and Nomcath each roll me a d20. Rye, you're going to be lateral. Holy fuck.
Wow.
Okay. I have to look.
Excellent.
I
This
have
is
to
so
fucking look
fucked.
something up. I need a minute. He's
Goodbye,
beamed into-
Oberon.
Holy shit! All right.
Well, I mean, it's one. That means it's not far. He's like, he's like the next sewer pipe over, right?
Well, sort of, but it's like before I have you guys roll, I think in my mind, okay, 1 to 20 left to right, 1 to 20 top, and then you guys go 1 and 1. That puts you in the exact top left corner of where I was envisioning, which happens to be a place we haven't talked about or been to or thought about at all. So now I have to look at it.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Good rolling.
You were just doing, degrees around the city.
Yeah. Because it's going to be a sewer somewhere. At least it's not going to be out in the waste because there's no sewer there. It has to be a similar area. At least that's my interpretation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it could be a sewer in a different city.
Oh, fuck.
You were in Absalom.
Welcome to Skull and Shackles, Oberon.
Dude, he would be one of the captains like overnight. He would rip somebody's ship in half.
He
with
has the
chain
power.
lightning. You want Oberon to be one of the end bosses? We can make it happen. Okay.
He was just
Okay.
trying to get back to his sister, and everybody kept getting in his way, so he took matters into his own hands.
That's right. Now he's across the continent. Actually, the problem is he could just teleport right back.
As long as he doesn't have another mishap.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you're a sorcerer, I think where he is. Okay. I know what he's going to do. Where's this damn token? Here it is. Whew. Okay. There's no way that could happen again, right? Okay. Safely teleports out to a distant remote location so they can't trace this next teleport, which is back into the sanctum where he's supposed to be.
He teleported into the middle.
He just teleported to a very familiar location in Scrapwall in case the technically traced his exiting teleport. And then he teleported from there back into the mage's sanctum.
I was saying the mishap took him in the middle of technically territory.
It could. It put him, he says he has just visited a towering metal structure over 100 feet tall. It viewed out north. It looked straight onto Silvermount, and there were gearsmen everywhere and soldiers everywhere watching it. And you could see for miles out of this tower, he was clinging onto the side of it because he was on a sewer exit pipe somewhere on the side of the tower. And yeah, he just sort of teleported right back out of there very quickly.
Well, it's lucky they didn't see you.
You guys can roll, those of you that are from this town, you can roll Knowledge Local.
Oh, well, not so hot this time.
Ooh. Luna, you never went to that side of town, Blackout. You're like, oh, you went to Skywatch. Northernmost part of Scarfall is the oldest part of the city. The most powerful and established families, leaders live up there. It is a affluent neighborhood. And there is a huge metal structure known as Skywatch. It is over 100 feet tall, and it offers views across the wasteland and towards Silvermount itself. And yeah, it's a Technic League stronghold. And he holds out his hand. And Krokta, you can roll me a knowledge geography check, which I know you have.
Let's see. Yeah.
The stone in front of you, you're spacing, your brain is spacing on what type it is. But it is a type of stone from Kasath, from your homeworld. And it
cool.
has been enchanted with magic rune work. And it's in your inventory. It's called the Tech Stone. You can check it out.
Tech Stone.
Yeah. Just to bring everybody else up to speed, Cassandalese says it allows you to communicate with technology and also defends you against it. Gives you +2 on saves versus tech-based saves effects, and +2 on knowledge engineering checks. If you have to try to understand technology, you just hold it in your hand. And if you throw the stone in the air, it will orbit a foot or two away from your head like an Ioun stone. And while doing this, it functions as a communicator, can communicate with most radio and laser-based transmission devices. You can even change the channel on it. And while orbiting, it can be mentally directed to lock onto any technology-based communication device within 60 feet and match the current frequency that device is operating on. So it can actually be used to spy on people communicating with communicators. And when held in the hand and concentrated on, the stone can produce an effect identical to a sending spell. or a message spell a certain number of times per day. Let's typo out of it. And then Cassandali has put the final touch on it. Once per day when held, it can cause the holder to enter a mindscape. This environment appears to be a beautiful desert planet with warm breezes, fast-moving clouds, and various desert wildlife. This mindscape can last up to 6 hours and be exited at any time. If the occupant stays in the mindscape at least 4 hours, they emerge fully rested, fed, and hydrated.
Nice. So, like, am I just comatose to other people while I'm in it?
Yeah, while you're in it, you are asleep, essentially. But you now sleep in your homeworld of Kasath. If you want.
Cool. Nice.
And she
Yeah,
says...
that's definitely, I was thinking that even before I got to that part of the readout, like, can I do some type of...
meditation there? Yeah.
Or like VR, yeah, something.
It is
that's,
it is
yeah,
exactly the VR experience that you and Cass have developed. She's like downloaded it to the rock. She says that it is. She assures you it is a rock with a rune on it, and it's all magic-based effects. There's no technology to it. And she got the stone through Connor. Connor got the stone from Isuma, who is in Torch.
Nice. Crocta feels a little flattered that Cassandali went through all that trouble just to accommodate her insanity.
Well, she says, I did that so I could do this. And she casts a spell, and you all feel a sort of knock on your mind, like a knock on the door. And if you wish to let it in, you can. If you don't, tell me now. Make a save!
Her mind, Primus goes, does like a whole knockback.
No, not knock down. Just a knock knock. It's a gentle request.
Oh, I was thinking she was knocking back.
Not sure what you mean. Does anybody reject it?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
You receive the effects of a status spell, which allows you to communicate. Normally, you can tell each other's health. You'll know if anyone is dead. You'll know anyone's general hit point levels, serious conditions. If someone's turned to stone, if someone's, disintegrated, you'll know. And Cass is able to do the upgraded version a couple times a day, which allows you to communicate. It essentially uses both your communicators and Krokta's Techstone and Cassandali's incredibly powerful processing abilities to network you guys together so that you can very quickly, like you guys can have an entire long conversation between combat turns using this. You talk incredibly fast, like Josh's iPhone fast. And you understand it. And with a little practice, you can even cast touch spells on each other through the status.
That's pretty powerful.
Yep. And she can put it up pretty much every day.
And it'll last
For her level, so in this case, 14 hours. Yep.
Holy hell, that's only a second level spell?
No, the original status is a second level spell.
Oh.
Hers is, this one is I upped it to
The greater
5th or 6th. It's normally only available through a mythic community domain. But she's traveled so long with you, and frankly, she's been in all of your minds at this point. She understands the wavelengths you operate on. She can't do this with strangers, but she can with you guys. So that's available to you, and if you ever want it off, if you want to hang up the phone of the Cassandali Zoom call, you can. Just got to tell me.
Maybe. Cool.
That water down here is a bit loud. I'm going to turn it down. I can't turn it down anymore without turning it off. Wow. We'll just turn it off. You guys don't need it. Okay, so what then?
Well, like I said, I was gonna go. We're waiting for Blackout to bait the hook. I was going to go and do a little bit of experimenting, probably with Croktaw's help, and see if I can cross that line using the Technic League badge that I have, and also if I'm using just that officer's badge that I have.
Yeah, I can go with you and help with that.
Because I figure if you just fly up, I'll find you've got a rough idea of the range. I can find a quiet place to kind of cross that line, and you can watch for reactions. I won't go more than 10 or 20 feet in, and if you see a reaction, then I can just dash out and go hide in another part of the town for an hour or so, then try somewhere else with the other badge.
Didn't we think that it wouldn't? Oh, because we're trying to figure out if it's detecting magic or just detecting anything.
We can try that experiment too. I leave both the badges behind. But I'm also trying to see if there's ways to get through. If either of these badges are keys to get through, because that can be important.
Right. Yeah, I think we should send myself through with a badge at some point, and then also you without a badge.
Well, that's what I figured I'd start with. I'd start with me without either one of the badges to see if it triggers. And if you up high, so you can kind of keep an eye on things.
Yeah.
And if it does trigger, we'll go disappear for a while and come back an hour later and try it from a different direction or something.
Sure.
And then I'll try it with the Technic League badge and see if that does it. And then again, we'll try a couple different things.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. Main reason why I'm asking you is because you can get that high perspective like you did that first time, so you can see it and give me plenty of time to get the hell out of there.
Yeah, and we can communicate easily now with this
Yep.
rock. So.
All right. So, have fun drinking there, Blackout. We're gonna go do some work.
Oh, I'll try not to work too hard.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I don't know what I'm going to do then.
Olbrand says that you and Ulfrid are on ready alert. With the new status, if the party gets into trouble, he can teleport himself and Ulfrid and Luna to any party member as if they are a studied location.
So in other words, mishap guaranteed.
That is very
Hey, now.
reassuring.
So when Blackout gets in a bar fight, we'll just beam in the two beaters and let them tear the place apart.
Teleport beacon deployed.
Okay, so Blackout is going where?
I'm gonna go to the Mercenary Guild to make sure that everyone knows I'm there.
Okay, let me make a spot for that.
Wonder how Bobbern is doing.
Ugh, I need to delete that NPC. He ain't never gonna come up
What are you
again.
talking about?
He is for sure in prison right now for spilling that ink on that paper.
You think? I hope not.
He's
we
gonna
need to
get
get him out.
He's gonna get sold into slavery and shipped to the shackles.
Bobbern's a Chad. We need to get him out.
Yeah, free Bobbern.
Please bring Bobbern into shackles.
Yeah. That would be great.
If he's not a member of the crew, I'm gonna be very disappointed.
He
Honestly-
do very well in the level 1 campaign as a 9th level fighter.
Well, no, it was a fun thing that I had in one campaign that I played in that I always thought was hilarious is a reoccurring character, comedic character that we just keep running into different parts of the adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if it's like the time it happened with us, we just intimidated these two guards, and so they kept trying to get away from us, and we'd keep showing up and like, oh shit, they're here again. It was always hilarious to run into them. It was only like 3 or 4 times of the whole campaign, but it was still
Like,
hilarious.
why are you following me?
Yeah, following across space and time. Well, I mean, I do make you guys find all kinds of Calvin Carpenter garbage, so it's kind of the same thing. To help remind Harrison of that fateful session. Okay, so mercenary guilds up here. How do we exit? Very important question, as always. The sewer.
I'll
Well,
wind walk with you, right, Numkev?
Well, yeah, we can wind walk.
And that's how I figured we would approach, because I flew over there in the first place, so I'll have a
Okay.
better like perspective on how far I was when it happened last time.
I'd go solid before I started doing my test, but we can find.
Oh, yeah. I figured I'd set you down like 100 yards, or however far I needed to be comfortable that we weren't going to trigger it yet,
Yeah,
and then you could walk up, and then I'd fly back up and watch the palace.
exactly.
I'll go out invisible.
Okay. Stygian invisibility, good. And you two are airwalking out, and you're heading up
Yep.
to the palace and technically compound's bubble barrier, right? That's the goal.
Yep, and I'm gonna drop down before my memory of where I triggered it last time. Like maybe try to be like 100 yards away or something, and let Nomcath out of windwalk, and then I will fly back up into the sky to watch the palace while we're communicating.
Okay. You guys zip out there in airwalk form, and you may begin your test. What do you do?
First of all, I want to try and find like a quiet alley or something that's. I want quiet places a quiet place to cross. I know that's probably not going to be too probable given how this place is set up, but I'm just still looking for something that's. I'm not going to have a lot of eyes on me to
Gotcha.
start with.
What time of day did we do all this? Blackout goes to the bar. You guys come up here.
Well, what time's Blackout heading to the bar?
Yeah.
Well, we know that Hirsick likes to be up and about in the afternoon, so we'll aim more for the afternoon. Maybe like close to sundown.
Okay.
I would probably be doing about early afternoon. I
Okay.
wouldn't want to be.
So you guys are out here first, and Blackout's going to set up in a few hours. Okay. Okay. You come out in early
So-
afternoon, and there's a lot of bustling around this part of town. It's a good time to move in and out of this neighborhood because the gates are generally open to let trade goods come and go, although you do see everything is still very thoroughly checked going in and out of the palace neighborhood.
Yeah. All right. So I'm doing a stealth roll, mostly more as a kind of a blend in kind of stealth, you know. So first trick is once I'm actually Croctaw, cancel the spell on me. I don't want that strong of a
Yeah.
magic on me, just in case. I
Okay.
can get out if I need to.
Yeah, it makes sense. Cancel.
Okay.
Alright.
Airwalk comes down.
So, first thing I would do is I'd stash those 2 badges somewhere so they're not on me.
Is Cassandra Lee in
then-
your backpack, or is she in the sewer with the others?
I'd leave my backpack. I mean, I'd leave her in the sewer actually
Okay.
for this.
She stays with Olbrin.
Yeah.
She can run the status effect from anywhere in the area.
Yeah, exactly. And the rest of my big tech is in my bag of holding.
Okay.
So, and then like I said, taking those I would stuff those badges in the bag of holding because that would put them out of contact with this plane. That works well enough for that.
Okay.
So, and then I will cross the line and maybe only get like 20, 30 feet past, and then wait for Croctaw to let me know if there's any sort of response.
Well,
Okay.
one thing. Do we remember? Maybe I forgot. Is it that I crossed the line because I was flying over the wall? Because there's like a wall around it, right? And then there was entrances with guards.
There's a physical wall on the ground level with lots of guards, archers, stuff like that. You were flying as you often do,
Mm-hmm.
well
Oh,
above.
that could- Wait, okay.
Did I fly
is-
over the wall, or was that invisible
Over.
one before the wall?
You flew over.
Okay.
The wall.
Oh, so
So
that's
you have to get past the wall first.
okay. Okay, the barrier's at the wall, not before the wall.
After it.
Okay. That's gonna make
So
it a
did
little
I
bit
let you
harder.
down inside of the wall then?
But that would have to make you cross the wall, and then that would set it off.
Well, so maybe I'm misunderstanding. I thought there's like a physical wall, then the invisible alarm that went off was like on the inside of the physical wall a little bit. Is that what you were saying, Toby?
It took you a couple seconds to notice the hornet's nest you had probably whacked, so you're not sure exactly where the line was.
Okay.
And their
So-
behavior, the more you guys have analyzed it and thought about it, it was very chaotic. It was clear that they had like an alert, but not a direction or description. They were just panicking everywhere.
So I guess, yeah, the way I'm seeing it, Nomcat, you have to sneak over the wall
I'd have to
or
get over
sneak
the
through
wall.
a gate.
Yeah. How well patrolled is the upper wall?
Frequently, and they can see anybody up there that's not invisible crossing. It would be very obvious.
I can create a distraction.
That's too much of a risk.
You guys
Can
are
you
wanting to
carry-
test. I'm just trying to understand. You want to test to see if the Technic League badges.
I have a Technic League badge and a officer's badge,
Ah, okay.
and I want to see if either or both of those are key to not have the alarm go off.
Okay, and so which one is going to be on you for the first crossing of the barrier?
I actually need to start with just me because
Mhm.
I don't know if I have enough to.
Yeah, the second hypothesis
Trigger.
was if magic is the only thing that triggers it, or if Nomcats could slip through because he's not magical.
And I'm hiding most of my tech.
Okay.
Because it would do me no good whatsoever to cross the barrier twice and say, "Oh, this is great. Here, Crocodile, you wear this," and all of a sudden, she goes off when we try to sneak in.
Right.
Because the only other thing I can think of is, you transform into like a bird, something that could carry one of these badges, and then we know you are already magical enough to set it off. So okay, here's the Technical League badge. Carry it across. See if it goes
That would
off.
be a lot safer. 'cause-
Yeah. Now that I know that there's a wall in the way, yeah, we'll just do it that way.
Okay. So which one
Okay.
is Crocodile going to fly over first?
I'll start with the Technical League badge, because I suspect that will work.
Okay.
Yeah, and turn into, I don't know, like some type of Kasathan bat thing,
Okay.
desert bat.
Alien creature flying over the heavily guarded compound. I like it.
No big deal.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just mutated from all the
Who
sludge
would-
in the city.
I mean, why don't you just aquatic ape and just run over the wall?
I mean,
Nobody will believe it. They'll assume that everyone's been smoking the new drug that's replacing the stuff that got destroyed.
Yeah.
if Olbrin was here to cast fly on me, I would fly over as an aquatic ape.
Flapping your
asking
arms
for
the
it.
whole way, right?
Just asking.
Yeah.
Okay. You fly over where you think the barrier is with a Technic League badge on you, not in a dimensional pocket.
Yeah, she is carrying it, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, carrying it on my.
Perception check as you fly through that area. You can even fly through the same area you flew through before.
I mean, I would do it a little ways
Okay.
down, I think. Oh,
Okay.
actually, screw it. I'll do the same area.
Hell yeah. Control
Alright.
that experiment.
Yeah, that was my thought.
You watch, and there does not seem to be any change in positioning or behavior of the guards.
Alright. Fly back to Namkath and
All
tell him, seems like this badge worked, but maybe I should try with the other badge just to see if it works too.
Exactly. I was pretty certain of that one. That's why I gave you that one first. So, just to remind Toby what I got.
Oh, it's the
I hand-
Starfall Officer's badge. I get it now.
Yep.
Okay, you fly across
I figured
the
it's a
barrier again?
50-50 on that one.
Yeah, I'll try that one now.
Roll perception check. The 26. You look, and at first it doesn't seem like they respond. You notice that a lot of the guards sit exactly still. There's no reaction from the outer wall. But when you look at the palace, you see 8 or 9 maybe windows suddenly shutter. The reaction is much more subdued this time. The guards don't panic and run around like crazy people. But you do see a bunch of windows suddenly shut.
Alright, I'll fly back into Namkath and let him know, yeah, they wasn't like last time, but they did shutter the walls when I went over this time.
Let's get
Or
out
the
of here
windows.
then.
Do you think it's like this thing's
No,
dampening my power?
Move first, then we discuss.
Alright. Windwalk
Nice.
again?
Stand in the street and go, are they all riled up in there?
Yeah, let's do it. Actually, let's not do Windwalk because you're probably going to be looking for magic. Let's just keep low, keep on the street, and let's head west.
Okay, stealth checks, please.
I'm gonna wild shape into a cockroach again first.
America.
Because, yeah, it's not
That's
very.
it's your natural form.
Yeah.
Pretty good, Namkath. You shoot through the streets, hide in a couple crowds, past a couple busy streets, with your little buddy Cockroach cruising along with you. Why didn't that trigger? Does it only trigger when I do it? That's obnoxious. Okay. And you guys zip on through there. Kronktoss, stealth check when you can. There it is, natural. 20 is 49. Stealth is pretty good. Namkath, you lose track of the cockroach until it talks to you. You check the status. You actually have to use the status for the first time, and you're like, son of a bitch. Invisible cockroach. But you know where he is. You know where she is purely because of Cass's spell.
All right.
Which is a reminder to the rest of you, as Blackout, you're watching all this from afar. You can all spy on each other with scrying while status is up. And you realize that it's impossible to hide from the party or be slick about your positioning with them while this is on.
Well, so much for trying to keep them in the dark.
Yeah. They're all going to know when you make your move on Olburn's sister.
I want them
Yeah.
to watch.
Oh! Not that kind of GM.
Demonetized.
Yep.
No, but for real, like, none of us are gonna have secrets anymore. I'm gonna know all about Cassandra Lee. You guys are gonna know all about my patron.
You are getting the sense, Blackout, while you're in the status effect, that she is more than a person. Talking to her in here, her voice and her accent, her manner and mood seems to change a lot, like constantly in weird, unexpected ways. And the others are either so used to it or accepting of it, they don't really notice. Sometimes she's happy, sad, sometimes she seems kind of angry, and then it's gone a couple seconds later. It's a little odd.
Maybe she's had a few too many of that orange powder.
Oh yeah, that's good stuff. The delicious orange paste that Tokala immediately
Yeah.
ingested without thinking.
Yeah, she's a little too much.
Okay,
So
test
we basically-
concluded.
Yeah, we burn about an hour before we head anywhere near back where to our hideout.
Okay,
Yeah, and then I'm gonna spend the rest of my time just scrying Blackout. Once we get back to the hideout, watching him intently.
Okay. Blackout, you are at the Mercenary Guild, at the Mercenary Guild bar, which is a modest bar. It's like your typical VFW, you know. Humble but homey to those that belong there. And you see some old chums, see some old clients, chit chat, and this and that. There's not too many people there until it gets dark. And then the bartender slips you a drink you didn't ask for, and on the napkin you see a bunch of numbers. And you can roll knowledge engineering. 29. You do the math. This is a partially encrypted code that translates to a radio frequency.
Nice. Okay. He will just stand up at the bar and go, gotta take a shit. He walks into the bathroom.
Announces it though.
He definitely
That's key. Everybody needs to know these things.
Listen, that's legitimate for anybody who's been around military guys. Everybody has to know.
Epic Rick Sanchez move. I gotta take a shit.
Goes to the bathroom, clicks his radio over to the signal.
I saw a giant brown bumper sticker with yellow letters that said "Honk if you also have to poop."
Hell yeah.
Yeah, humanity at its best, everybody. Okay, so you dash off to the bathroom, or you just leave the place entirely?
No, he goes to the bathroom.
Okay.
Clicks over to the right frequency.
I'm still watching.
Okay,
Just saying.
you guys. Wow. All right.
I don't trust, you know.
You see
Maybe
him
he's,
in a
trying to throw
bathroom
me
stall. Do you actually? We're not going to go any more detail than this, but do you drop
No,
your
it doesn't
pants
need to.
and sit down, or do you just?
Yeah, he has to drop the pants and sit down, and it looks more convincing that way.
Well, the party is watching with bated breath as you.
No, Luna isn't paying attention to the.
Okay, some people have tuned out.
Hey, man, I watched
like a deck of cards and start playing cards.
Anything.
I
to
watched
pass
Tear
it.
Sick for hours. I'm sure I saw him do that stuff.
You did see a number of bodily functions with Hirsick. Yeah,
So I'm
it's
a little
true.
desensitized at this point.
Now Kathleen's over to Oberon. You don't have to worry about it. He doesn't have anything she'd be interested in.
I think I should at least get to roll for that.
You see him you see Olbrin like half prepping a disintegrate. This can be a touch spell. I wonder if I can do this through this dice. Okay, so.
I am not well endowed.
Oh no! You rolled for that?
I rolled a D12.
You could have just decided that.
No, that's hilarious.
Oh my
D12.
Rolled a D12 and I got a 1.
Oh my god!
Bro. That's first of all, numerically, that's not a fair representation of your likely equipment, and if that's how you're viewing it. Wow.
Base 20.
I don't think there's a spot on the character sheet for that. You'll just have to remember it. Okay, you turn to the proper frequency, and you hear a sort of shh on that frequency. How loud do you turn up your speaker? Let's see if you are alone in here. Yeah, you are currently alone in the bathroom.
Should be an earpiece, so it should be like a one-way
Sure.
one-way conversation going on in here.
Sure. All right, let's see. You hear. As you're listening to the radio, you hear some music come on.
Piece of shit, put me on hold.
How long do you wait?
I'm gonna give it like 5 minutes.
Oh, damn. Okay. After a minute or two, you hear a beep. Operators are standing by. Please wait.
Shut Shut up, I know it's you.
He says, "Oh, is this the blackout?"
Yeah, not that we've had much interaction, but yeah, that's who this is.
I have heard of you. You are a gun for hire. I am a gun for hire. I can appreciate your skills. Surely you've heard of many of my accomplishments.
Honestly, I heard you're a bit of a bootlick, but I'm willing to be proven wrong.
Ah, someone else was jealous. They didn't get the job. This is okay.
All right. You got my message. You have some information I want, but I need proof before I just go handing out that kind of money.
The trouble is, the information I have is so valuable that if I were to give you any part of it, you would have, in essence, all of it. And if I were to prove to you its value, then it would spoil almost immediately. But I assure you're something your new colleagues will wish to act upon.
New colleagues?
Yes, I know you have a new group of friends who used to be my friends.
Have you been spying on me?
Oh no, I listen. All I do is listen, and I hear, let's say, music that I can tap my foot to.
I don't know what you mean, but all right. Listen, nobody's got the kind of money you're asking for.
Oh, they do. I assure you they do. They might tell you they don't, but they have amazing resources. I've seen them.
What do you propose? We can't
I-
just go knock over one of the big magic shops in town or something like that. It's gonna draw too much attention.
I say, well, you could take out a loan. I don't care. I just want the money and I wish to go. I have overstayed my time in Numeria. I wish to return home, see the sights, the southern, whatever. Whatever the fuck people do when they're rich. I want to be that.
And you really think your information's that good?
I know how they feel about the fish I am offering. It is a big fish. It's not the biggest fish in town, but it is a big fish. They want this fish. You tell them they will want this fish more than they want the river serpent of this scar. They will want this fish.
And you're firm on your price. No negotiation
Oh, I
there.
have to be. I do have bills to pay.
And I bet you do.
I do.
I've heard that you're a bit of a double crosser.
No, certainly not. Just, I am a business of one. It is only me. So I have to be careful. You understand.
I understand fulfilling a contract, yeah. You were sent to do a job, and you did it.
I did it. They may not understand, but I just did my job. No more.
I mean, you could have killed him, and you didn't do that, so that's pretty magnanimous of you.
Well, you could try telling them that, but I don't recommend it.
I'll pass along your information, but I don't think Nomcath is going to be convinced with your flowery words.
Well, tell him if he will take a leap of faith. Trust me, take this deal. He will not be disappointed, and I think he will feel he is made whole by this.
I'll tell him. how do we contact you again? Is this channel good?
I will use this frequency for another 24 hours. After that, I will leave a different one for you here. But in a few days' time, I may have to take a different path.
Understood.
All right. Good luck, sir.
And fair warning, don't eat at the slot bag.
I would never. I've heard of this place. Many people have gone there and they spend the whole time in the bathroom. No thank you for me.
Yeah, just looking out for you there.
Oh, always. Thank you. He says I have a sensitive digestive system. I have to be quite careful. You know. He says, yeah. Hang on, I have to put you back on hold.
Yeah, Blackout at that point just shuts it off.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah, I guess I'll go back to the hideout. Tell the group that he's on to us.
I'm not too surprised he's a wily bastard.
Your little tech friend, she can't track radio signals, can she?
I don't know. Can you Cassandali? Since we're still on status.
If we were sure he was within a certain radius of several thousand feet, she could send a burst through the signal and then maybe pick it up using other signals. It would mean invading a lot of gearsmen and potentially revealing herself to the big potato.
Yeah, not quite worth it.
Yeah, not an option. Okay, what's a big source of money we can knock over?
Technically.
Yeah. We're already here, but
Yeah.
Slot bag?
I don't think they have that much money.
The problem with hitting a place that's got that kind of money takes like some serious planning. Because there's going to have a lot of security, magical and physical. That's a lot of weight to carry around. I'll be
Party's-
completely honest.
Is Blackout
Go ahead.
still on the pooper? Is you're having all this talk?
No. I went back to the hideout with the group.
Okay, on your way out of the Mercenaries Guild, roll me a knowledge local check.
Okay.
You pick up a bit of conversation from it's a piece of that same rumor that you heard from other sources about this secret facility again. And they're just discussing how the guard patrols have been remapped for that part of town.
I just like to imagine too that the guards have put like a giant billboard with an arrow like pointing down
Like
to
a
it.
like a
Tell-
like a picture of a steak or a cheeseburger or something on top.
Yeah.
Blackout, if you listen long enough, you will hear that they have someone from on high has ordered the guard patrols to avoid that block.
Interesting.
So they're not building up city guard, they are thinning it out in that area. That's it.
Probably a trap, but
I have to admit, this is getting more and more curious.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid. Here's a deal. No problem. Great deal. Damn good deal. I make that deal. And then the secret facility, totally awesome. Full of just goobles.
I think we should go to the secret facility.
Yeah. I'm thinking more and more that's a trap we need to just go ahead and spring on our terms.
I like it. Let's go kick the door down and kill some fools.
Definitely.
Well, you guys are up for it. I'll go.
Let's wait for tomorrow though, because I think Oberyn's looking a little wrung out with his side trip.
What do you mean? Nailed it. First try, is what Josh would say, I think. Okay, party is rested. Our return to base is what method?
We used airwalk, and I'm assuming that
Okay. Blackout?
Blackout's using his invisibility thing again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Caution every time. That's our motto.
Except when we actually do an attack, then it's fuck everything, let everybody know we're here.
Well, it might come to that. Okay, the party is reunited.
All right. Honestly, for what you tell me from what Hirsik said, I don't know what he's talking about me feeling whole. I can't think of anything that I'm wanting that bad.
Could it be
Your
your
family?
family?
Yeah.
Maybe that uncle of yours? Wait. Yeah, I mean, I know Crocodile doesn't know this.
Well, I got like
Claire.
5 or 6 uncles, you know? You know, actual uncles, people I call uncle.
Maybe he's got your mom or something. Yeah, I don't-
He's not
nothing
coming
about
across
it.
as like hostage sort of thing, you know?
Yeah.
It's
That's true.
unless he's saying that he knows somebody who's grabbed them, but you know, as far as we know, nobody around here knows us specifically.
Yeah, he could be bullshitting, like, if he knows. Yeah, just trying to get you interested.
Yeah. I think Hersig's just a red herring. I don't think he's got anything useful. Nothing worth that much. I'd like to smack him around a bit for abandoning us, but I don't think we would get him out anywheres without having that kind of money, which we don't have.
Yeah, for me, it's the fact that we can't track him. So even if he does double cross us, he'll be in the wind.
What do you mean if?
Okay, double crosses us again.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm expecting a double cross from him of some magnitude. All right. Let's go check out that facility.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Next day, how do we leave the super secret amazing base?
How far away is this facility? Is it
Across town.
walking distance? Okay. Maybe
All
we
the way up here.
could misform up in that direction.
It's about 2.5 miles away.
It would take 2 spells for Crocodile to get his boat all there.
I can go misform myself.
Okay. Alright, I can take E+1 for 3 levels. So yeah, I can take 5 of us if you can go miss one.
All right.
Just push me along like the rest of your farts.
Wow. It's come to that.
All right.
Saying, gaseous form doesn't go that fast.
Uh,
No, it doesn't.
yeah. Well, you can get a head start. We'll come 3 hours from now.
Okay. So the whole party, including Cass in Nomcath backpack,
Yep.
is headed to the secret facility, or the neighborhood of. You guys, let me know how many blocks away you want to get.
Let's start about 3 blocks away,
Okay.
and then start our scouting around that.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to find a high point to take up and look through my scope and kind of take a look at it.
Let's see. I don't need that. Let me cleverly rename it the secret facility. Oh yeah, that's where this goes. Okay. I've had just the tiniest little brain fart, but I've corrected it now. Okay. 3 blocks away. Then what is the plan? You guys are airwalking over the city or semi-transparent, very hard to see, several hundred feet in the air. What's next?
Like I said, to kind of scout the area around to get an idea of the lay of the land, see if the guards actually are avoiding it. All that fun stuff.
Okay.
Look for entrances and exits and that kind of thing.
Recon team coming forward or just surveilling from the sky together?
Right now, start from surveilling from the sky.
Okay, perception rolls, everyone. I'll roll one for Olbrin here.
Well, I can't roll above a 10.
You're just saving up your luck for later.
Dang, Alfred.
Man, that's a good one.
I rolled a
44.
2.
Yeah, Nomcath also rolled trash. Good job. A 3, a 2. Alfred, you are confirming what Blackout said. The guard patrols, if you just hover up here for 20 or 30 minutes, which you guys have, right? You have hours for this spell?
Yeah.
I don't. I have to be at ground level.
Well, if you let them pull you into airwalk, you're good, right?
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think that hits the limit on Krokta. Krokta can do the whole party. She's got enough.
I think technically I'd have to cast 2 spells to go. but
You do,
if you're gonna
yeah.
let me.
That's what they asked for, if you're willing to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me readjust my spells.
Well, I mean, how much would that burn of that level spell? So,
Yeah, it's a 6th level spell, so
how many?
yeah, I
would
don't
you
have that many of them.
Just push me along to the area, and I'll go.
Yeah, I mean, I
back
could.
to ground level. It'll be fine.
Okay. Stealth check, Blackout.
So wait, did I win walk you or no?
No,
No.
did not.
Okay.
Okay. You guys drop off Blackout, not drop out, Black off. And Ulfred, you can see the guard patrols are almost perfectly. You even get to see one of them do it. They come about a 2 blocks away, and they're headed down a street that would take them right past this block, and they turn. They deviate. From the air, this place looks like a couple of buildings that used to be separate that were then connected with a strange looking sort of metal. Looks like it's made out of scrap metal, but nicer stuff than scrap ball, but still scrap metal. It's not rusted. Between the buildings. So there's this sort of breezeway between 2 buildings that used to be next to each other. The area around it looks industrial. You see boxes and storage containers and carts, wagons, stuff like that. The buildings around it are all either factories or smithies or working buildings, stuff like that. It's not a lovely neighborhood. And it honestly looks sort of poorly cared for and run down. The outside, it looks like the ground has been all churned up everywhere around it, although the buildings and the breezeways that connect them look like they've been here for a while.
It's all pretty quiet on the outside, huh?
Mm-hmm.
What's the detection range on detect magic?
60 feet normally.
60 feet, so we
What?
have to
Oh,
get
it's a new day, so what time of day do we want to come do this? You guys pick. It's not a factor yet, but it might be later.
Do we want to do afternoon or do we want to do nighttime?
Bright and early.
Yeah, we can do that. Sun up. Do it sun up.
Get them before they get out of bed.
Yep.
At least you know Hirsick will be sleeping.
Yep, that's true.
He'll be farting. He'll be farting and shitting.
Probably so. Well, that's not even usually till noon from what you guys have observed. He's a late riser. Okay. So early in the morning, you guys have a clear view down there. Ulfred, you have a 44 perception. I'm going to give you a little extra here. What do your dwarven eyes see, Legolas? The upturned earth around the facility looks like hastily dug graves.
It looks like they be having a mass grave there, boyos.
Oh, by the way, Toby, make sure that Josh does non-detection.
Oh, yeah. Of course he does that. He's been very firm about that.
Something must be definitely up here.
Use that before we left.
Oh yeah.
Soup up, people.
Soup up.
Hey, Alfred, you got anything to detect undead?
Ulfred's having a beer up here in the clouds.
Not prepared.
Sucks.
Wasn't expecting to see any of them.
Yeah.
There's graves. I don't see any signs of undead.
Yeah, but we know we got a necromancer group out there, so sneaking suspicion.
Nah.
Well, you know, we could just bypass it and sit down on the roof. Want to do that?
Yes.
All right, let's go sit down on a roof.
I had thought about casting a spell, but I don't know if I want to do it now.
Can't cast it in mist form, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right. You guys want to fly down to this place?
Yeah.
Okay, there is let's call it a northeast building, a wide south building, and a west building, all connected with catwalks in between. Which roof do you wish to land on?
Let's go with the west.
Okay,
That works.
let's see. That's there. Because the way map works, it can't actually plop you on the roof. That would plop you inside.
Yeah.
All right, let me make sure I didn't just throw you guys in a wall. Nope, you're okay. That's not there. Okay.
You could just put like a colored block over it all and let us walk around on that.
I suppose, but this will be... We'll get the gist of where you are. Let's see.
All right.
That looks good. Okay, come on over to the secret facility.
Dun dun dun.
Ooh.
Alright, well, where do you guys want to go? I don't see anything in our
You
immediate
guys-
vicinity.
This roof here is what you're on, and you can roll knowledge engineering while you're up here, if you are trained in that skill. Luna,
Womp,
natural
womp,
one.
Yeah.
I reluctantly roll it because the tech stone has polluted my mind with some knowledge now.
Luna, you and Krokta are wondering why they have toilets on the roof, and Namkath and Blackout are like, those are air ventilation. There is a mechanized, like, automatic ventilation. There's HVAC in this building.
High tech, fancy.
Yeah.
What do they want to keep climate controlled?
I don't know.
What element are you protecting us from?
I always do fire.
I guess I'm gonna go ahead and pop the spell.
Yeah,
I'm gonna-
spell.
So are we still in Windwalker? We're out.
I would say out, because we're gonna be wanting to interact with stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
If you want to pop long-term buffs, now would be a good time to do it.
Okay.
I'm giving this to Ulfred,
Ooh.
just in case he needs it. So if I'm reading that right, it means like as long as you stop moving, Ulfred, they'll just think you're a rock, right?
Chosen by you, the affected creature takes on the appearance of a statue, furniture, a tree, a bush, a rock, or other object of similar size. So you get to pick. What does he look like?
Yeah, you'll look like. Well, are we still on the roof? So he'll look like one of those. What I thought was a toilet, I guess.
And there's an extra exchanger on the roof.
Yeah, as long as you stop moving.
Hell yeah.
It'll be real fun once we get down in the stairs. It'll be downstairs. There'll be an exchanger wandering around the halls.
Maybe it's when they're doing repairs on. And let's see, what else? Does anyone? Why the fuck did I prepare speak with animals? Oh well.
Well, you can all enjoy Olbrin's mirror image effect, because I forget how to turn it off.
That's fucking cool.
Oh damn!
I love that mod.
Go ahead, you try to hit him. It's impossible.
And displacement on top of mirror image. Holy hell!
Mm-hmm. He doesn't often get warning before battles, but when he does, look out.
All right. I'm not expecting to stealth mission this one. Do we want to just tear roll through the roof and go down?
Yeah.
Shall I cast my brand new fuck you buff?
Go
Do
for
it.
it if you want.
He's putting resist energy fire on himself.
I already put the communal.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Oh, that was protection, I guess, but yeah.
Okay. Olbrin says, say when.
Let's do it.
Okay. This will be, let's see, let's just put you guys in combat so that I can keep track of rounds, because he's going to start us off with haste. You should have a combat tracker you can roll initiative into.
Oh, nice. That's cool. Ulfred. You're gonna be a huge ass
Oh my god.
converter or whatever if you stop moving.
Oh my god.
drops through the
He just
ceiling.
it just turns into a boulder. Like there's these rocky formations around this facility that he just looks like that.
If he's going large size, I might as well do it.
Actually, yeah, if he's on the roof and standing still, the camouflage makes him look like an air conditioner.
Fuck yeah.
Jesus.
A giant air conditioner, I guess,
Yep.
huh?
You guys
Well,
look
no,
at him
no,
and go, where'd he go?
this is actually no, Toby. I know exactly what's going to happen. We're not going to need Olbrin's half wall. I think you were thinking about doing,
Yeah.
because I already know what's going to happen. It's like, okay, let me buff up, and he goes huge, and the roof can't stand the weight, and he just goes right through it.
Ooh,
Right?
That's true.
Gosh, we got our opening.
That's what I was kind of thinking.
But how are you going to get through the doors?
He's gonna go through them,
Blackout.
knock it down.
Blackout, you receive a duration 12 rounds invisibility. Namkath, you get a 13 round invisibility.
And haste.
And he gets himself a 14 round invisibility, and then everybody gets haste. And go ahead and roll your initiatives whenever you guys can. Nice natural one. That is amazing. confusing Foundry. There goes. Okay, everybody's rolled. Okay, so you guys buff up into the absolute stratosphere. You are
We have a total, we have a
big boy
total size
pants.
thing going on.
Yeah, I don't know how you're gonna get in the facility because the doors look normal size. Luna would have to squeeze. Alfred, there's just no way. So we'll see how this goes. And we're doing drugs. And we're doing drugs.
Just a-
It's a
Just grape
full, just grape tongue. It's not a real drug. Incidentally, it causes you to. Doesn't it cause you to babble?
Yeah, I can't speak to you guys anymore.
That's going to affect you even in status. Cassandra Lee suddenly goes, I can't understand Croctaw anymore. Her brain is all gibberish. Yeah, her brain has gone to gibberish.
Maybe I should have waited to go large.
There's one.
You
thing-
can
one
back it
problem
up
with
now
that
if you want. What?
Oh no.
Yeah,
Um,
I won't back that up.
Yeah, because you wouldn't be able to cast spells.
Wait, yeah, I can, right?
No, if you babble, you won't be able to cast spells at
Okay,
all.
I thought. Okay, never mind. I will back.
I
that
think
up.
you were thinking the thunder. I think you were thinking the thunder chunk that gives
I
you
did
the
confuse it with
bonus.
Thunder Chunk. a
Yeah,
little
you
bit.
want Thunder Chunk.
All right,
These
I
incredibly
won't
wonderful
take that.
drugs I made up.
I just remember Oberon taking this, so I figured, okay, magic.
I really thought the drugs would just kind of stop after Scar and the Spider, but they've.
You were wrong.
I was wrong. I didn't think to call it instantly chug the super deadly Numerian fluids, but he wrong about that.
I just greased
You're
myself.
gonna
and stuff.
drink? Okay.
No, not drink.
You guys look over and the cockroach is just soaking itself. It's poured out the grease on the ground. It's just rolling in it. Ah,
Let's get ready.
absolutely. Yeah, it's time to fuck. So,
Does that package say Astroglide on the side?
yep, it's a lubed up cockroach. Watch where it goes. Luna, you're gonna stay small for the start.
Yep. The reason I have the large person still going on. So, ow.
Let's see, invis. If I set this, I'm gonna go into blackouts invis, set it to 12 rounds. Foundry will keep track of it. Same for you, Nomcath.
All right.
If you wanted to. Olbrin has see invis, so he can see people. But the cool thing about the status is, you guys always know where, even if you can't see each other, you know what square somebody's in. And you hear over comms, you hear Cassandra Lee kind of go, just a whistle of awe. Yeah, I think Discord cut it out, but she whistles, just kind of in
Oh,
amazement.
I am going to, instead of going on large, I will cast this instead.
Okay, let her rip. Oh, that's a good one. Yep, very good.
I don't have sadly, I don't have the same kind of, buff that he has.
Your buff's not as cool.
Well, I don't think I even have it in there yet. From your image.
I think I probably have to add the code to you somehow. I don't even remember how the hell I did that. It's amazing. Okay. So, what is our first step? We're on the roof. Ulfred's an air conditioner. Everyone's buffed 12 times over. What's next?
Does the roof actually hold Ulfred's weight?
That's what I was thinking. Are we just gonna go crashing through?
Ulfred, how much do you weigh in this form?
How the hell do you calculate that?
Well, what size have you gone to, and what is your base weight?
And I'm 200 pounds normally with like 5,000 pounds of equipment.
I need the total if you can. Whoa.
You don't look down at the inventory sheet at the very bottom. It gives you your total load.
I know. Trying to find it though. It's because it's not showing. Oh, 193. So basically 400 pounds.
Huh.
Plus, he went to stone, which is even heavier.
Mm-hmm. And I'm huge.
And you got the rest of the party up here too.
But I still can fly, so.
That's right. You did the angelic one that gives you flight too, didn't you?
Yep.
Good lord. Okay. You weigh your 400 pounds when you are huge. Now translates to
No, that's 400 pounds base. That's
yeah,
400 pounds.
400
medium.
pounds normal. So 400
Yeah.
pounds. You weigh 3,200 pounds.
Hell yeah. Guess how much I can
And-
drag and push?
A lot.
97,005.
That doesn't make a lick of sense. But we're not going to worry about that right now because what Ulfred has decided for the party, and I assume you're all okay with it because you're all psychos, is the combat will begin by you guys falling through the roof into the cafeteria of the facility.
On top of somebody there.
On top of several people. And let me get them in combat. You guys cast this spell, and Ulfred turns into an air conditioner, and you feel, those of you, Ulbrin's flying, so he doesn't notice this, but you feel the roof bend underneath your feet. Then you feel something snap and pop far away, and then 5 other things snap and pop, and then the whole thing collapses in downwards. And I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna auto perceive everyone in the facility hears what sounds like a 150-foot oak tree falling on your house, because I know what that sounds like, and it was amazing.
So do I.
Yeah. It's not a sound you ever forget, is it? Even the people who were sleeping wake up. Okay, let me roll for NPC initiatives. And because you guys are so...
Inconspicuous.
Because this happens right away, like Ulbrin's like haste, and Ulfred goes, I'm huge, and sinks through the floor, pulling everyone else down. Ulbrin just floats down willingly. So he's with the party. And Luna, you crash through the floor, fall into a cafeteria, and I will give you... I'm going to give everyone in this room on round 1, because I'm treating you all as slightly surprised since the floor gave way and you had to fall. Everyone gets a standard action, and you are all starting prone, including them.
Can
I
I?
mean, here's the question.
Yeah.
As for falling, can I rage?
If you hadn't raged yet, no.
I
On
have
your
not
turn,
raged
you
yet.
can. Yeah. So on your turn, you probably rage, and now you're immune to falling. The only person who is not prone this round is going to be Ulbrin, because he did click a wand
Oh,
to
man.
fly.
What about
Oh.
me though?
Croctop
I
too.
can.
If you have
Has
fly.
another fall.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Ulfred has fly.
Okay. If you have a way to not fall, then there you go.
So we all get a standard action.
Yeah, so you can stand up, or you can swing from the ground if you want to bap these guys while you're laying in the rubble.
I do have fly though.
Well, then, did you crush the building?
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, I'll stand up.
Okay.
Well,
Ah!
Got him.
I win this time.
But I will rage, of course, you know.
You don't have to crush the building. I just knew that you enjoyed crushing the building and didn't want to not do it. Because what a way...
Oh yeah,
You just literally, like, Kool-Aid through the ceiling. Oh, yeah.
dude, I've been wanting to use this spell for so long.
Well, here you go. You're in an abandoned part of the town that the police have abandoned for the last week, so have fun.
So I guess I get to start it off.
Yep, go for
Yeah,
it.
you do.
All right, so I'm gonna rage.
He opted to not enlarge, Tracy. He changed his mind. But, of course, that was before he saw Ulfred restructure the place, literally.
By the way, guys, make sure you got any tech stuff equipped that you might have unequipped for other scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Just as a reminder.
And I only get one standard action, right?
This time, yeah. You'll get a full turn.
Okay. Can I Vital Strike or no?
Yeah, if you don't stand up. If you don't stand up on this turn, I'll just put prone on you, but you can take your swing.
No, I'll stand up and then swing.
Oh. Well, then you won't be able to swing because you'll have to stand up.
If I rage, I can pretty much fly.
But
It's
you
still, it takes
still have
it takes
to
an
spend
action,
some
to
action.
stand up. From,
Okay.
from
Well, I'm just gonna swing from the ground.
Yeah.
So Vital Strike, here I go.
Okay. Then you are prone. Well, that's huge. Let's see. You, from the ground, see a man crawling out of the rubble with a tray of food smashed against his face. And he looks at you in absolute awe as you just roll towards him on the rubble with your sword and slam it down onto him, doing a huge amount of damage. He takes the full crit. And he partially blocks it with the lunch table he was sitting at. He barely survives because of that. And let's see. There's a general alarm sounded. You have a standard action. All you do is open the door. Olbrin was flying and has a normal reaction. Yeah. Where are those? Oh, that guy's got metal armor on. You slam your sword into this guy, and Olbrin reaches down with his crackling staff, just touches the back of the guy's breastplate, and lights him up for 69 electrical damage. Lull for 2069, and he is dead. Absolutely cooked while he was having breakfast.
So I have a dumb question.
Yeah.
Was this guy associated with the Technic League?
He is wearing a little technically trooper breastplate. You guys have, I don't know if you guys have fought these guys before. Have you? I know the alternate party fought them at the Battle of Scrapwall, but they are Technic League troopers. They're the Technic League's soldiers.
So he would have been maybe super dead.
Even, yeah, even
but-
more. Okay, so, Nomcat.
All right, just as a reminder, that's where I'm getting my feather fall from.
Fair enough. Cool. Glad you remembered it.
I will 5-foot step up, and I am unleashing on him.
Okay. You just kind of control your glide into the new pit that Ulfred has made here.
Hasted. Full attack.
Okay. So his flat-footed AC,
I crit, I think, too.
flat-footed is 18. So that is one hit. That is a crit confirmed. That is 3 hits, 4 hits, 5 hits. He's pretty hurt just from the hits. You can go ahead and start piling on the good stuff.
1, 2.
The first 2, he's dead. Nomcath, you just drop down onto this guy, and he has half of a stove and part of what looks like it was a nice refrigerator tipped over onto him. And Ulfred is just kind of kicking debris in his face as he crashes down into the floor. And he has just no concept that you are there. And you get an absolutely instantaneous silent kill on a veteran soldier, like high-level fighter, dead. Alright. You guys... Do I have this sound? Yeah. Let me see if I have this sound loaded. Yep. You hear alarm sound throughout the facility as people start freaking out. What the fuck just happened? What was that? Yeah. Okay. This guy only gets a standard action this round. Alfred Huge in the arm. What do you do?
How sturdy do these walls look?
Well,
Juggernaut.
when you're 3,200 pounds, they don't even seem like walls to you. They seem like those Japanese paper dividers.
Nice.
Meaning I can Kool-Aid man through it, or would I need to attack it?
If you Kool-Aid man through multiple, walls, you'd want to attack with some weapon or something. But if it's just a thin wall, especially one of the outer walls, you think you could just Kool-Aid through it.
Like this wall, I could probably Kool-Aid man through.
You want to Kool-Aid man through that wall?
Oh yeah.
Make me do me a melee combat maneuver. Since your combat maneuver bonus is pretty high right now. Okay, 44 is pretty good. Are you just like flying or sprinting?
Sprinting through, I guess.
Yeah, I think you'd want to sprint through so he has the weight, his full weight and strength. Flying, it doesn't feel like you would have the momentum.
Or you know what I can do? What I can do? Oh, watch
What's
this.
that? Okay. We're having oh my god. Okay. You rocket jump straight to the south through the wall, and you rip out all of this wall, this wall, this wall, this wall. This door is destroyed. This wall is trashed outwards like that. And this door. And you get, with your 44 and your jet thruster, you slam all the way into this other hallway, smashing all the way to this point before you're stopped because you've gone through 1, 2, 3, 4 walls.
Can I still attack once, or is that just my whole turn?
Make a perception check. Because you didn't know this guy was here, but you have a high perception.
Fair
You
enough.
Just whip around and see him. 40. You turn, and in the debris, you see a figure go tumbling sideways. It looks as if he was standing motionless at attention like a robot as you brought the wall down and nearly knocked him. But he quickly caught himself on his feet. So you and that will hit for huge damage. And as you hit him, you realize you've just like hit a armored golem or something. He doesn't react with pain. It doesn't even seem like he's that seriously injured by a massive hit.
Alright, that's me.
3d8 base weapon damage because of your size.
Uh-huh.
Alright. I've got greater long strider on, so I got quite a bit of movement. So I'm gonna fly and get a better view of what's going on where Ulford just went.
Okay.
Okay, nothing there. I don't want to like waste a spell on this dude. I think I'm just Crocto's like enjoying the chaos that everyone has caused so far. I'm just thinking like, oh, maybe they'll finally appreciate this time.
Will they though?
It's just gonna cause another windstorm in this whole area again. So I'm just gonna start blowing the roof off this place too. Fuck it.
Okay, drop it.
Um,
You're gonna do
yeah,
the big control winds.
yeah,
Huge
just-
radius.
it's like
This is
500,
like this is like the party's calling card now.
560
To be
feet.
Abernethy's house and then this place, exactly the same damage.
560 feet. No, but this one I'm gonna have it spin around.
Okay.
It's not just one direction.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think I can only get up to windstorm.
Okay, so bigger area, but less intense damage. Yeah, I know. We're all big K-pop fans. Blackout.
Yeah, no, I mean the area is 520 feet or something like that. Radius. Sorry. So this whole
Okay.
area, yeah, and then yeah, this windstorm. So it says like
drives down flying creatures, uproots small trees, knocks down small wooden structures, tears off roofs.
Okay, you have annihilated the neighborhood. Remind me
Hey,
that's there if
sweet.
we do any more flying stuff here in a bit. Let's see.
Well, the big problem is where's the eye of it,
Yeah. So the eye is how big again?
and
How
can
big
you
I make it?
move it?
I can make it 80 feet in diameter across the center of the area. So let's see. Let me get the ruler.
You guys are just going bananas.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just do an 80-foot area centered on Ulfrid.
Okay.
80-foot radius that is calm. So like, I don't know. I guess that makes
No,
sense.
it's 80
This-
feet diameter.
yeah, so I don't know. Centered on Ulfrid, 40-foot calm area. So we're all okay right now, but I'm just wrecking the whole area around this.
Mm-hmm.
Totally serves no purpose. Just totally fucking
Chaos.
around. But yeah.
Good times had by all.
You think they know we're here?
They'll know it was you guys.
Good.
Okay. Well,
Just like we planned.
that guy locked a door, and as it turns out, that's not going to do him much good, as you guys are just removing walls.
This storm is literally about half a mile wide.
Yeah. It is substantial. Okay. Let's get some more people on board. This teal trooper. This guy steps out of this hallway down here and just looks up at Alfred like, whoa. He is kind of in awe. That's his turn. Blackout.
We're in the eye of the storm, right? Like, I can shoot things.
Yeah, we're in the eye of it. The eye is a 40-foot radius around Ulfrid.
Okay. So I should be able to get this dude right here.
Yeah.
Which is what I'd like to do. I'd like to shoot the crap out of that guy. Sorry, just trying to click all the stuff. And I get sneak attack, right? Because I'm invisible?
Oh yeah, you're greater in Viz. Okay, that's going to be, let's see, touch AC is poop. Hit, you see it pierce outer armor. And finally, it takes you a couple shots by the, yeah, it takes you all the shots. But the fourth shot, you punch a hole, rip a hole straight through the back of his armor, and you see blood and guts come pushing out the side as he is pulped on the inside of his armor. Dead. There went 200 HP.
Man, I hope Nomcath was watching.
He might have been. It's hard to tell. It's invisible.
Okay, that's my turn.
Okay. No, these guys are gonna run this way. Okay. They kind of. Okay. Well, Luna, you gonna stand up or fly up?
She's gonna fly up.
You're no longer prone. Where do you want to go?
I guess I'll go. Since there's now open doors.
Yeah. Just follow the dwarf dozer.
Move to that, dude.
My Hell's Vengeance party used to do this to me with a huge earth elemental they would summon and then buff into the stratosphere and just send it running through walls. It was their Hulk. They didn't bother with disable device after a certain point.
Oh my dear God!
That will confirm. he does not have any buffs up or anything. So, let's see.
Rolled a 2 for the confirm and still get a total of 31. So
You slam into this guy, and he is super tough. He just barely kind of avoids you disemboweling him with that shot. And his armor's pretty good quality. He's a tough son of a bitch, but you just maimed him with one shot. He looks very concerned.
oh,
Very
and you
worried.
rolled double ones on your damage too. So
Another one
Yep.
comes trucking down the hall. Oberyn floats down the hall with as many images displaced like a blurry blob of flying drow, and you guys look at him, and honestly, what I'm thinking right now is there is a ridiculously buffed flying drow wizard cruising through the facility. It's kind of awesome.
Terrifying.
Yep. He turns the corner and sees that door past Ulfred and mentally suggests that Ulfred lean to the north ever so slightly.
Guys,
He disintegrates this entire wall and door with a blast right past you. You just see it vaporize into dust in front of you. Okay.
alrighty then.
I wish Tokala were here to have a PTSD flashback of disintegrate.
He'd be having too much fun just playing, just, quite on.
Yeah,
charging through.
Tokala maybe Tokala reaction is yeah, those hurt. You're right. More jolly. What did you always say, Tracy? Well, he is an idiot.
He is.
So it's 40 feet to that. Right. 60 right now. I think I can. Yeah, I can just. No, just get here. A single attack off. I think that hits.
For sure. You're doing a single attack on this guy.
Yep.
That will hit. He cannot see invisible, so he takes the 11 and he takes the 40. And he is down. Not dead. You actually drop him and he sort of passes out from blood loss. Like Luna just rocked him and he was not in great shape, and you just kind of put him down. He might actually survive unless you don't want him to.
Well, unfortunately, there's going to be a very large dwarf who probably doesn't know how to put his feet down carefully coming through.
True.
I just realized something. I forgot to put on the fast healing buff.
Oh yeah, make sure that's on. I don't think you're hurt yet though.
No.
It doesn't matter. Okay.
That's my turn.
Did you guys hear that hype track?
Yeah.
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 City of Heroes. That's whatever that sounded like. From City of Heroes to City of Villains. I knew that sounded familiar.
Cassandra says, let's see. Oh, what's that? What was your question?
Oh, I was just asking if that game was good. I never
City
actually
of Heroes
played it.
and
I
City of
remember-
Villains. I love City of Villains more than City of Heroes, but yeah, there's actually, it is so good. After it was ended by the company, people put up their own servers. You can go out there and still play it, and, for free.
Yeah. There's one when I remember when it came out, I looked at it and thought it looked really cool, but never actually got to it.
Yeah, so Cassandra,
Cassandra,
she's not even on the list.
yeah, she is just coordinating. She's
Okay.
just running status for you guys, but she says in all of your heads, alert, alert, there are over 20 constructs that have just activated. I could not detect them before this second, but they have just woken up right now.
And there goes the trap.
And those of you who can see outside. I don't think any of you can, actually.
Yeah, remember, this wall's gone.
Well, you see this one, because this wall is destroyed. Right here, you see something you recognize. It looks like an armor-plated skeleton with a drill for an arm and a gun on its shoulder crawls up out of the freshly dug graves. And that's clearly what it's going to do this turn, but they look... You guys fought these before, but they look upgraded. And Cass says there are 20 of them all around the structure. She said they are undead construct hybrids. She could not detect them because they were just laying there, basically being zombies. And somehow the zombie part of them activating has activated the construct part of them. And now she says it's really throwing me. They're both things at once.
You got something big around here you can grab and start smashing with them?
She says I can't control them. They are under the direct control of someone else.
But what about anything else around here?
There's some gearsmen several blocks away. I'll see what I can find.
Alright.
She says, but if I possess a robot, we'd lose the status effect for a minute.
Okay, we'll see how it is for now then.
Okay. I need to run these poor little dudes around. Unlocks and opens a door. That's his turn.
Hey, Alfred, you should
Okay.
start smashing those things because I ain't gonna be doing much as good against them as you would.
Alright then.
Contact confirmed.
Do I
You
remember correctly?
hear a thumping coming down the hall, and let's see, what is my base move? Not that far. Ulfred, you see it round the corner into this next room. It is not moving like the others. It is moving with sort of a strange, lurching grace. Like it's walking on its four. It's got long metallic arms. It clearly used to be a human zombie, but it has so much gear bolted onto it. At this point, it just looks like a gearsman, some new, weird, twisted type. The evolution of the Rust Risen, you would think. Someone has continued Marrow's work, taken it a couple steps forward. And it steps into the next room and turns towards you, and the weird giant blue turbine thing on its backpack starts spinning, and you see sort of a red glow behind it.
I kinda wanna take that thing out.
I mean, you don't even have to step to do a full round attack on that guy because of your size.
Ruin my fun.
Well, no, it's a warm up.
Watch this shit. Damn.
Alright, let's see. This is on the nearest guy?
Yeah.
Okay, natural 1 will miss his armor class. Your second hit hits him. Your third hit hits him. He is devastated. You bash a lot of the armor off, and they are way tougher than they were in Scrap Wall, but they're still not that tough. Like, you think the actual fighter guards you're fighting are more HP than them. But Ulfred will not fail to notice that they do have a ballistic gun on their shoulder that hits on touch, so that's not his favorite thing. What is your touch AC currently? 12. Okay.
Well.
Yeah.
40 regular.
Hell yeah. No, you're extremely hard to hurt with normal means. Let's see.
My touch is 20 right now.
That's pretty good. Let's see. Krokta.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time with. Okay, I think it's finally loaded. Sorry, I was like refreshing. Okay, everything's working now. Cool.
Okay.
How far is that guy from me? 60. Okay, I think I might have to move.
We do know there's some sort of construct undead over here somewhere.
Over where somewhere?
This area somewhere. This
That
area
way?
somewhere.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Yeah, I missed that because I was not in Foundry. So So I'm going to have a range of 35. Okay, he's right in my range. So I'm gonna cast this on this dude down here, the Technomancer,
Okay.
and I will cast Primal Regression on him.
What the heck?
So he should, if he loses this, he'll lose his ability for higher reasoning, and his intelligence and charisma will drop down to 3.
Okay. Here
And
comes
he'll
the
get a bunch of
save.
penalty.
Fails.
Nice.
So you said what? Let me put this.
So
buff on
he
him.
charisma, and he's like basically reverts to like a bloodthirsty animal. I like revert him to his primal self.
Nice.
So he loses his intelligence and charisma, but he actually gets an enhancement to strength and natural armor.
And 10 hit points.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's just like a hulking wizard brute now. but
Holy shit!
extremely
6 to
stupid.
strength. Why don't you just
Yeah.
cast this on Ulfred? Hilarious. Okay.
Hey,
Put this.
No,
Oh.
cast it
wow,
on
no,
T'Challa. Cast it on T'Challa. We wouldn't
What?
know the difference.
Hey now.
And he can't communicate, or understand language.
Wow.
Nice.
Um,
And then I will move out of the way from these dudes.
dude. Okay. I'm going to. You're forcing me to put a punch attack on this wizard,
Nice.
which I have now done. Okay.
Somehow I got moved. What the hell?
I have you as right here.
Yeah, you're right there, right in front of the.
Yeah, I see you.
Because I was right here, but I moved myself back.
Okay. Another one of those weird machine steps around the corner. Alfred, you can see it up here. Okay, let's see. Alright, that's him. Wow, it's actually the turn of your savage guy. Now, does he have a say
Nice.
in... He becomes a ravening
Uh,
monster, savage, bloodthirsty. It doesn't
Well,
say he
oh, and-
attacks allies or anything, right?
Yeah, it doesn't say confusion. It just.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't think
well,
so.
he's now a hulking brute who is certain he's going to punch Luna's lights out. He charges Luna, and he doesn't have power attack because he's a fucking wizard. Here, are you ready? Are you ready, Luna?
Sure.
Oh.
Natural
Amazing.
20. He
Get
hits
fucked.
you. Does not confirm, but he hits you for 3. This guy
I
comes
don't even feel
sprinting.
it. I don't even feel the damage.
He comes sprint. I know he comes sprinting around the corner like a sprinter zombie, and just bap right
Wouldn't
across the face. And Luna just barely turns her head. It's like, what in the world? And you can see that it's a scrawny little wizard.
Hey, here's
What
the
a-
question.
what a legend.
Does that provoke?
Yes, because Chad's
yeah,
provoke.
He doesn't have improved on arms, so sure.
He
can
is
have
a
an
Chad
AOO.
now.
He
This
is
guy's a Chad, he
now.
provokes.
He's 27 will hit his garbage armor class because instead of casting shield, he punched, and he takes more than half his life from that AOO. He looks angry, like he's gonna punch you again.
Watch out.
Proctai, you should rename that spell from Primal Regression to become Chad.
Yeah, Chad progression instead of regression. Yeah.
True.
By the way,
Yeah.
opportunist. So I'll join in on that attack.
Nice.
I knew I had a thing. So.
Oh yeah.
Where is it? Combat.
Okay. He takes that, and you get sneak attack.
Yep.
And
Takes another
he's
40.
dead.
Oh.
He existed for 6 seconds, one Pathfinder round as a Chad. You guys, pour one out
Died a legend.
for your
Be-
homie.
Better than most wizards.
When you're a Chad, that's all you need.
God.
No, it's funny. I didn't even feel the damage because I have a buff that gives me DR.
Enrique, that is the most fucked up thing you've done to anyone to date, I would say. That's worse.
That's
Like,
saying a lot.
Feeble Mind is bad for wizards, but that's worse.
Turned him into an animal, man. Feel the nature, the force of nature.
Activate the. Let's call that buff. Let's call that spell like Chad mode. Something.
That's kind of, yeah.
I like to become Chad.
Become Chad.
like-
I am
Become
become
Chad.
Chad. Destroyer of. Destroyer
My
of
own
cowards.
knuckles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
destroyer of my life.
I'm
Okay,
kinda sad I didn't
Blackout.
prepare nothing but that for my 6th level.
Right.
You watch that through your scope.
That was a fantastic spell.
Everybody enjoyed it, I would say. It was pretty great.
Okay. I think I can get this guy. I don't know if he sees me or not. But I'm gonna take some shots at him.
Which guy?
The Rusters right there.
Oh yeah, he. Actually, when you see him looking around, you see sort of a strange. Like his head's not really looking at any of you. It's sort of staring straight ahead and bathing the ground in front of him in a strange red light. You're not sure he sees at all, so he might not suffer invisibility.
Gotcha. So I'll study him, and then I'll
Okay.
throw out my stuff at him.
You will not get sneak attack on him due to his undead construct bullshit.
Okay.
That's why I was telling Ulfred to go after him.
Yeah, I just don't see any living people on the field right now.
It's because they just punch themselves to death.
That was hilarious.
I mean, but he punched a barbarian. He punched a 14th level barbarian.
Let me redo that. I accidentally hit single.
That was the only reason why they even hit me with that
Natural
20.
20. Yeah. I mean, he did. I don't think he would have hit with a 19. So. There we go. You're just
That's
gonna
right.
light him up with. Okay, 37 obviously hits.
Written there.
That hits. Their touch is 13, so that's gonna hit. You have nowhere else to put this crit. Wait, you can see this one.
Yeah, I can.
Okay, we put the crit there.
Sounds good.
Because you see it crawl out of the ground and you just put a bullet straight through its head, blow half of its head and armor shield off, and it keeps crawling out, but at least you got 90 damage on it, which is huge. It's most of its life. This one is down. You tear through one of them and pop another one as soon as it clears the dirt. Good shooting. This guy moves here and is like, what the fuck? He comes around the corner with a crossbow. And he's just going to go ahead and take a shot at Luna. 32 will hit. 35 does confirm the crit. You take 23 as a crossbow bolt lodges into your body.
I take 13.
Yep, reduce it however much you need to. And now, yes. Oop, you got moved again. Sorry about that. It's either your wiggle or mine. I don't know. Let's see. Where is this target?
Gonna rush him and punch him.
Let's see. Olbrin, perceive. Olbrin turns and says, "They're coming out of the goddamn walls!" As you see one break through the wall back here, smashing through these barrels of water. Water goes pouring across the floor, and he Kool-Aids through the wall with relative ease, much like Ulfred did with his power drill arm. That is his round. Let's see. Where's this one? This one. And then this one lines up after it and takes a shot at Olbrin. He gets point blank. He does use deadly aim. He hits on touch and ignores the visual defenses because he has echolocation.
Oh crap! I just realized something.
Hang on a second, Rye. I don't think any of these buffs apply, bud. So that's gonna hit. What else does he have? Invis greater, his shield. Nope. He's hit. His touch AC is good, but not great. Okay. Olbrin gets shot. He's going to take 16 piercing. But he had false life up, so that just takes down his false life, basically. This Technomancer is like, holy shit. I don't know what to do. Let's see. Luna.
Oh, I forgot to mention this.
Yeah?
When one of the guys that shot me should have rolled to see if they hit me.
Oh, mirror image. Do your, you want a 1. How many images did you get?
I have 5 images.
Okay, so roll a d6, and if he gets a... Or I can do it for him. I'll do it for him. Oh, that's fine.
He hit me.
Okay, but I'm glad you remembered that.
Yeah, I've got 5 images.
Okay, who do you want to kill?
Well, I'm just gonna move. I'm just gonna, kind of charge forward.
Okay, get him.
Can I-
Vital strike somebody? Or you
Yep,
can do a
vital
charge.
strike.
It's enough distance to charge if you wish.
That's pretty much what I was doing.
Okay. Yeah, I wish Foundry had like little bubbles for various resistances. That will hit. He takes the damage. You slam into this guy, and he is displeased.
Additional +2.
What's that?
An additional 2 damage.
You
Oh,
heal. Okay, that's on your fast healing, right?
No. The additional +2 damage from some sort technically.
Oh, him being technically. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll put it on
So
here.
42 points of damage.
Got it. All right. Then this trooper, he's gonna go ahead and position here and take a full swing at you. 26. I think he misses. Yeah, you got 28. This guy comes
try
at
to
you
go-
with pretty. What's that?
Was he gonna go try for the flank?
No, he would have provoked from Luna if he positioned there. He doesn't have acro.
I was trying.
Yeah, I see what
he
you
does-
want. I
he
know what
does
you
have-
want.
By the way, he does pop 2 of my images.
He doesn't hit you, I don't think.
If it's within like 4 or something like that, it pops an image.
So
Okay.
right now I've got 3 images left.
Okay. You guys are honorable gamers. All right. I always forget about that rule. So here comes more bad guys ripping down the walls of their own secret base. Blackout, this thing that crawled out of the ground and you shot half of its head off last round. You see its head kind of turned to one side, and you're actually looking into its skull and seeing sort of blackened, rotted mass where their brain used to be. And you see it stumble towards you about yay far.
Hello, Mr. Oh, that's just out of range, damn.
And it sort of stumbles aimlessly. It's sort of veering left and right, and its head is turning and never looking at you. And when it hits 30 feet, you see the gun on its shoulder whip and aim right at you, and it fires.
Of course it does.
Of course it does. That will be on touch.
That'll hit. Is that ballistic damage?
It's, yeah, piercing, so it's piercing bludgeoning.
Gotcha.
Olbrin. Floats a little closer to Big Daddy Ulfrid. And he's gonna rip a lightning bolt this direction. Actually, I want to use the line tool because I want to see. Yeah, that should work. He can get 4 with that. Okay. These 4 targets must make reflex 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you 2 and you failed. You take the full damage, and you take half.
Alright, so I am going to move here. Do I need to make any sort of acrobatics, or am I good because I'm invisible?
They cannot perceive you yet. They have no means to perceive you.
Just making sure before I make my attack +4. Not bad. Single attack. Well, it's +4 to that.
Okay.
That
That
hits.
will hit. You want this nearest guy that's between you and Luna?
Exactly.
Okay. He is hit and sneak attacked. And he is sort of shocked. He whips around to see who just stabbed him, and he can't tell.
And I'm for the whatever the thing is, I can't remember, but I'm reducing his armor.
Gotcha. Okay. Ulfrid, you see the weirdest monstrosity you've ever seen out of this fucking technology come around the corner at you. It is most of a skeleton, very little musculature left. Most of the joints have been replaced with metal parts, and the arms have been replaced with, you can tell, they're orcish falchions, is each of its arms. And it moves fast. It comes sprinting around the corner. Let me see, what is this thing's base speed? Huge. Okay. It comes sprinting like Naruto running around the corner, and then gets to right here and pounces at you. Like comes flying through the air. And let's see how it does on this check. 33. Your CMD is 35. You get an AOL. He comes vaulting through the air, but you just sort of sense that he's going to leap at you. And you take a swing, and you hit him for quite a bit. You connect with him on his way in, and he lands basically on you with a double huge slash. Let's see. And that will miss, and it just catches. You basically catch him on your shield and hit him on the way in. Looks like you're practically immune to him, I think. He's got to roll pretty good. Okay, chuck this one. Yeah. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. We have more scrambling wizards. You ripped a hole in the building. Ulfrid, you can see here. Actually, Ulfrid, give me a knowledge engineering check on this room. A room filled with cybernetic tools, bones, body parts, scrap plates, disassembled armor, and weapons. This is clearly, if you weren't already sure, Ulfrid, just looking across this room, this is where Marrow's research has primarily been continued. This facility is making undead construct hybrids in these very rooms. And the scientists who do it are clearly non-combat types who are scrambling out the door and trying to run out into the streets mid-combat.
Only to get caught in a windstorm and thrown into a wall
Yeah,
somewhere.
they're realizing it's not going to be that easy to escape. Blackout, you hear the wall behind you torn into pieces as they are coming through the wall behind you. This one crashes through and rips down part of the wall. This one's gonna step forward. He's gonna walk all the way up to the hole in the wall, and he has... Alright, who does he want? Oh, he wants to shoot Blackout. Blackout is a delicious target. It's 19 hit your touch? No, Blackout.
No.
You see it. You see that gun? Same thing as before. Once it gets within range, it just laser targets on you, and you put a big chunk of machinery between you and it, and feel a thump as this like refrigerator thumps into you as it absorbs the bullet. And then this one steps around and same damn thing.
That'll get
will graze you, yeah. So there, and the second bullet just happens to pass like through the door and slam bits of refrigerator into you. So their rifles are high caliber and very accurate. This guy's gonna step up, take a swing at Luna. 36 will hit. Crit does not confirm. So apply your DR 211 slashing.
But we will figure out if he actually hits me.
Yep, do the mirror image thing. If you won't. You're still 5 images?
Yep,
No,
he hit me.
That's
you're-
hilarious.
Oh my god. Well, just means mirror image spell's gonna last longer. It's okay.
So 13 points of damage.
Coming in. Coming in. Coming in. Running away. And this one steps into the hallway, activates its absurdly huge jet engine thing on its back. Now that you recognize it, Ulfred, it's basically this little guy that's on you, slashing at you. This is it with armor and a small jetpack strapped to it. And it launches itself at you. And it rolls a 3 on acrobatics, and you get an AOO again.
I don't have combat reflexes, unfortunately.
Oh, well then this one just pounces on you. That will be a miss. That will be a hit.
That hits.
Crit does not confirm. And then some misses. As it lands, it just flails, and these huge spikes come out of its forearms with sort of barbed blades on it. It looks like they're recycled orcish falchions, retractable in its huge arms. And then this thing. Coming over here. This thing coming over here. So much trash. It really is the zombie apocalypse just outside the walls here.
So many zombies.
Mm-hmm. I'm in Olbrin range. This one wants some Olbrin action. Olbrin is hit for 16 piercing. Ulfred.
Doesn't Ulfred or Oberyn have mirror image?
Yeah,
Oh,
what does
yeah.
that do to blind opponents? Nothing.
Yeah.
I'll start on the mecha slasher that I hit.
Okay. He is. That is going to be a hit, and a hit. Three hits. Where did I just... I don't think I had anybody selected. So that didn't do nothing. Okay, let me do it again. Boom. Boom. 2 hits, drops him. You want the third on the other guy?
Yeah.
His AC is... He's just tankier. His AC's not actually better. Yep, you hit the other one, but you dropped the Mecha Slasher. He was basically, like I said, the unarmed version, so he was faster, more maneuverable. He was just sort of sprinting through the facility at amazing speed, but easy to rip down. You drop him.
Okay. If I were to fly straight up, would I be able to see beyond these walls and like the zombie apocalypse coming towards us?
Yeah, in fact, your spell is ripping the roof off of this building. Is it that severe?
It would, but technically there's a 40-foot radius around Ulfrid of Calm, so like this building's actually like the only thing without roofs.
Okay,
right
so
now.
there is still a lot of cover for them. But yeah, if
Yeah.
you want to fly up in any particular side of the building, where's your
Yeah, well,
target?
because right now I'm like in the middle where Ulfrid like
You can
knocked down
see.
the walls.
I'm just going to move you around so you can see. You can see that there's this many over here.
Okay.
Okay, and you can see that there's this many over here, and they are coming in the doors here. And then there's quite a few over here too.
Okay, yeah, I think the roofs would be off of that area over there. South side. So, okay, so yeah, my first thing, I was low, so I'm just gonna go, like, up in the air, I guess, a bit, and let's see.
We need Morgan with one of her instant pits right in front of that door.
Yeah,
All the zombies piling in there.
let's see. Okay, and I will cast this. And so I saw a bunch of robots coming from that way, so I'm gonna turn all their shit into wood,
Okay,
hopefully.
you're putting
then
that over here.
Yep, over there to get all those guys coming in from that side, and I just flew up like 50 feet to be able to get visibility that they were coming from there.
Okay. Magic object made of metal. Okay.
Figure it'll help
I'm
reduce
afraid
their
if we do
armor.
a spell pen check. Also, you got that spell slot back. The spell prism just worked again.
Oh, nice.
Everybody notice. God damn it. Okay.
Yes.
Your spell penetration check is already rolled, so you're good there. Wait, 20 plus its caster level. They resist it. Because they are undead. I mean, we can do individual spell pen rolls if you would prefer that.
It's up to you. I'm just. So
Your
what is
spell
it
pen
considered?
check for the spell is a 27, and it says that if they are a magic object, which they are magic, made of metal, have spell resistance 20 plus their caster level. So that gives them a spell resistance to this of 35.
I see.
It's because
Yeah.
they're a fucking weird. That wouldn't happen to you against any gearsmen, but these are undead also.
Yeah.
I don't think he can make the spell 10.
You gotta
rolled a
roll
14.
You'd have to roll a
14.
19 or 20.
Yeah, that's bonkers.
So could I say 5% of them I get? It's fine.
Give me. Okay, this group is 1. This group is 1. This group is 1. Give me 2 more spell pen checks.
What is that? It's plus 16. 1d20 plus 16.
You might be able
looks
to roll it from your spell tab.
like.
Yeah, it's plus
Caster-
16. So yeah, you can just do.
It's just a
roll
caster
one.
level check, right?
I don't know. No, there's plus 2 on that. Yeah, caster
Okay.
level's only doing.
Okay.
Because I have a feat for it.
Okay.
So.
Well,
Yeah,
we'll
That
add
one
that
failed
in.
though.
Spell
Also,
pen.
do one more.
Yeah.
There
Hey.
it is.
Oh, he made it. He got one of them.
There it is. Okay, so this group, no. This group, no. This cluster of 4 over here, they are turned to wood, which armor bonus. Okay, their armor is different. Okay. Okay. You turned these ones to wood. Didn't I have a buff for this?
Yeah, there's a wooden robot.
Wooden robot buff. Okay. Man, I thought of everything. Cool. Good job, me.
Because, you know, he's done this before.
He has done this. Croctaw has done this to me before. She is a big fan of turning robots into wood. Okay, so you get these 4. They are going to be wood. And the buff saves us a bunch of time. Cool. Okay. Well, it works. It's probably this spell is shittiest versus these.
Yeah,
And I
I
didn't know
learned.
that. I didn't know. Well, we all learned. Croctaw just learned. Okay. This guy steps forward. That will hit Olbrin. He is taking some damage. Which Thrasher are you? This Thrasher. That guy's dead. I'm going to move his body out of the way. Ulfred flicks him off of there. This thing comes launching in. You've just had a turn, so you have your AOO again, right?
Yes, sir.
He rolls a garbage acrobatics check. You get a free hit on him for 38. Boom. You hit him on the way in, and then he does this to you. Oh my god.
Hell yeah.
Holy hell.
That is a miss. That is not a confirmed crit, and then that unfortunately is. Is this a
Damn!
natural 20s hit? Whoa, that is a crazy lucky combo of rolls there. Sorry, man. 2 20s and an 18.
All good.
Okay.
Flesh wound.
It's just a flesh wound. This guy moves up. This guy moves up. They are storming the building. Let's see. I think Josh is back from his gig, so he may join us here in a few. Let's see. Still trucking in there. Blackout.
Alright, I don't like the fact that I'm basically being surrounded here, so if I move, I can still take a standard action, right?
Uh-huh.
Alright. I'm gonna start moving up this way. I can get through here, right? That wall's down.
Uh-huh. If you can see through, you can walk through. We have annihilated this poor structure.
Because we have our own guaranteed Kool-Aid man.
You got multiple Kool-Aid men. The bad guys are being Kool-Aid men, too.
It's not letting me move anymore. It says, collides with at least one wall.
Poof. Got it. Now you can go.
Okay. I take cover behind this car here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can do this. Overwatch Tactician. Which, as a standard action, I can ready 2 shots at this one down here.
Nice. Do it.
And the trigger will be if it looks at me.
Okay.
Which,
I mean, you could just take your shots if
yeah,
you want to take them.
I'm just gonna do it.
Do it. You spent feats for this, so.
Just the first 2. Oh, did it just? Okay, excellent. It just did.
Natural 1.
Your weapon kind of went...
Yep. The first shell just won't clear, and you just immediately flick it out. Just eject it, and then fire another one into him. That one lands. Just got a dud. It happens. Alright. Let me see if I can murder loot him with this here, plus, you know, Masterwork Bastard Sword. Oh my god, I hit her
Jesus,
again.
what the, all the crits.
Foundry's out to get you guys, pretty sure.
He took out an image.
Excellent. He is very sad that his 36 hit an image. Damn it. Alright. More death robots coming through the wall. This one's going to try to stab Olbrin. That will miss. This one's going to move up and try to drill Olbrin also. That will miss. Olford, you look over your shoulder and see the wizard is dodging, dipping, ducking, and diving. Technomancer, run. Top of the round.
So
Did you actually move there, Luna? Because I swear you were here.
no, I might have been right where he's at. 'Cause somehow I got moved.
I think you must be hitting your keyboard, that your WSA and D keys or something.
Yeah, I must have.
That's okay. Put you back there.
But I'll go ahead and, I'm gonna full attack this time around instead of,
Yeah, let him have it.
Well, before you pick your target, Luna, just to let you know, for you, this guy's -2 AC. For me, he's -6 AC. So I don't know if you wanna, I don't know if you wanna use your attacks on here and let me.
Who's first?
I'll go for the guy.
This one you're
Yeah.
marking? Okay, got it. 36 will hit. He is very hurt. Next, that crit will not confirm because it's a natural 1, but to 38 definitely hits. I'll give him that one too, yeah. And your third one, the crit does confirm. You obliterate him with that one. So he is gone. And then your last one is a natural 1. Wacky. All over the place.
Yeah.
2 crits and 2 auto misses in the same barrage. Well, you tear that guy apart. Hello, Josh.
Hello.
Hello.
You missed it. You have missed some epicness.
Damn it. He didn't hit on my sister again, did he?
No, he wants to.
Yeah. Not yet.
He's planning on it.
No. But an enemy wizard became Chad. He for 6 seconds he was epic.
Yes, Enrique has found a spell that causes wizard to go full Chad, and dude failed his save immediately versus it.
Nice.
Charged
I
in
just-
combat. Rolled a natural 20 to punch Luna in the face. Luna took no damage because it was beneath her DR, but we all saluted his bravery.
And then he also got, hit with my greatsword.
He got obliterated, yeah.
and then my opportunity attack too. So great sword and sneak attack by Rogue. He lasted all of 6 seconds.
He got checked. He did not pass the test. This guy doesn't know who is stabbing him, but he does sense that he's being flanked. He's a high-level fighter. He 5-foot hops, takes a full attack at Luna. You'll take a little. I don't know how much 9 will get through your DR. Oh no, he confirms the crit. 28.
Except for then I gotta roll
Yeah, do the thing.
a d4.
Do the
Or
thing.
d3.
There you go. Got you.
Yeah, I'm right now trying to, configure. For some reason, the fast healing mod isn't working.
Oh, okay. Maybe mine got disabled or something. Okay. Well, Ulfred, the time has begun. You are now within 30 feet, and they set up and start launching ballistic attacks your way. Blackout, you son of a bitch. I'm gonna shoot you again. Natural 1. You see its gun jam,
yeah.
and you see it go... Try to reload multiple times. That's its turn. Josh? I don't know if you're in Foundry yet.
I'm not.
Okay, I'll take another turn for you here. So far, you have disintegrated a door to get the party into a place.
You used disintegrate on my character before I did?
Well, sorry, show up on time. You know.
Fair enough.
You go to the bar, get brisket tacos without me. You can pretty much go fuck yourself.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, in all my infinite wisdom, Olbrin is going to lightning bolt down this line of jabronis.
You can intensify it if you want to.
Oh God, you do have intensified lightning bolt, you freak.
Freak.
Okay. That will hit that way. Intensify these nuts, Alfred says.
Oh, yeah, I like the way you work.
Damn. That was a lot of them.
1, 2, 3, 4 made their save. You 4.
5 failed.
Yep. And you take half. And you, pack of nerds, enjoy your full damage.
57 points in case you're curious, Oberyn.
Yeah, 57 for the intensified.
Nice.
Yep. I don't know how much damage you did, but it was a truckload.
Around 250?
Yeah, 4 failures. So about 108 for the failures and about 228 for the successes. So really.
By the way, it was actually DC 21, so that one that rolled a 20 failed.
20s always make saves.
No,
No.
he's saying total 20.
Yeah, there's a
Oh. Total of 20. Gotcha. I'll put a little more on this guy. Boop. There you go. Like 350, 360. Pretty good.
A truckload of damage.
Could do better.
The party is buffed out of their minds. In case
Oh, yeah.
you're wondering, Josh. They are at the secret facility. They could not resist it anymore. And they have come to kill.
The trap facility?
The trap. The one that everyone is sure is a trap.
It
What
kind of
I'm
was a trap.
What I'm gonna do just to make it easier with the armored reduction, I'm just gonna add plus 6 to my attack roll,
Okay,
balance
do
it out.
That works.
Damage bonus, attack roll bonus. Okay, here's. I'll just add 6 to that. Full attack. Crappy rolls.
Okay, just this nearest guy.
Yep.
That's going to be a hit. That's going to be a 2 hits, 3 hits, 4 hits, and crit confirm. 5 hits. He's dead.
Yeah.
Even without the sneak attack.
I actually, that was the setup I've been trying to do since I did this. That was first attack that lowers AC and then power attack after that. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yep. That is my turn.
Okay. Yeah, it's a good one. All right, let's see. Decisions. Josh, are you in Foundry yet?
Mm-hmm.
Roll me a perception check. The other thing you need to know, Josh, is that everyone is linked up via a status spell with Cassandra, so you all have constant communication, and regardless of invis or anything else, you always know which square your teammates are in.
Awesome. Where the hell's that spell been for a while?
Well, she couldn't do it because Kroktaw had no way to interface with it before, and you guys didn't trust Blackout, so there was not much point in doing it for him.
Touche.
I got a tech rock now.
Yeah,
You love techno rock now?
yeah,
Got it.
yeah.
Basically.
Olbrin, you are, gosh, this facility has been ripped to the ground, ripped to shreds. It's basically a bunch of destroyed warehouses that were formerly connected. A huge, I don't know, 15, 16 foot tall, 3,600 pound Ulfrid is standing in the center of it with smashed walls. Opponents crawling all over him in the center of it. You are 10 feet to the west of him. To the south of you is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 advanced Rust Risen, the undead cyborgs from Scrapball, vastly upgraded. They're much more dangerous. They've been shooting the shit out of you. And there's 8 of them to the south of you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them to the west of you. Actually 7 or 8, but some of those have been turned to wood, which is good times.
Nice.
There are multiple weird undead cyborgs attacking Ulfrid, and past Ulfrid through this chaos, 75 feet to your west, you see a dark-skinned, bald-headed man in a blue trench coat wielding a long silver sword floating through the wall as he turns the corner. And he casts a spell. It is a chain lightning, and it will, let's see, who can he hit? Primary target, he rolled garbage on his damage, so that's sad. Single strike. Yeah, let's see. So, you're too far away. Kroktaw, Ulfrid.
I'm 50 feet up in the air.
Okay. You're out of it then. Luna. Reflex save for Olbrin, Ulfrid, and Luna. Ulfrid fails, takes shock damage on the chin. Luna, natural 20, you make it. Olbrin,
No.
20 fails.
And I don't take any of the electric damage.
Let's see. Olbrin, you're going to take full, which is 38 electrical. Or do you have some shock resistance?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Okay.
Not unless we put up pro energy or anything before the fight.
No, we did fire, I think.
Okay. Usually we do fire and electricity. I usually do pro.
If you crackling staff, if you put up mage armor and shocking grasp, then you get electric resistance 20, but I didn't do that for you.
That's okay.
Okay. Currently, your buffs are super bless, mirror image, fly from the wand, see invis. That's why you can see the target. He's invisible. Cast his status spell. Invisibility greater is on you. Shield is up, and haste.
Okay.
For that resistance, does it have to be both spells to get it? Because he did cast Shocking Grasp earlier in the fight.
Yeah, he has to specifically blow 1 charge of mage armor, 1 charge of shocking grasp, and he gets shocking armor that protects him from shock. We've never used the power because you guys rarely get lightning bolted, but
All right.
Random question about Ulfrid.
yeah.
Does he, like, whenever he stands still for a second, I'm imagining he looks like an air conditioner, and then he, like, is flickering in and out of air conditioner versus Ulfrid's stance or whatever, or is it?
He looks like building rubble. When the spell has changed the texture of his body to match like stone and rended building.
Okay.
And Ulfrid, the enemy is still invisible. I know you can probably see him because Ulbrin can, but guys are sprinting.
But then they go into the wind.
They do. They get caught in a big nasty windstorm. This guy is going to attempt to drill. You have 3 of them on melee with you. That's going to maybe hit a mirror image. Josh, are you in the chat prompt?
Mm-hmm.
Can you roll me 1d8? And you want a not 1.
Unlike Luna all night.
Yeah.
Did that
Yeah,
roll?
it should be
No,
3.
I don't see it. /R space 1d8. There it is. Well, you rolled a couple dice, but they're both correct. Correct.
Sorry.
Nope, no problem. I'm going to reduce your images to 6 images, and you just avoided, or actually, no, they're immune. My bad. They're immune. They have echolocate. So never mind that shit. You just take a bunch of damage. What was it? 22. Oberon, you're down to 69 hit points. I did put up
Nice.
420, lol. Yeah, I did put up false life at the beginning, but you already lost it.
Okay.
You are slowly being surrounded. We probably need to move you on your next turn. Because I'm about to shoot you again. That crit confirms. You take 50 and you have 19 points left.
Wow.
Awesome. I showed up for my character's death again.
Hell yeah. Good time. Good timing. I'm going to start to shoot. Wait, do I have that? No. This one comes through the wall and tries to drill you. That will miss. This trooper valiantly tries to kill Luna. He again rolls an amazing attack roll. Does not confirm. I forgot to roll his secondary, so let me do this. For a secondary swing, nope. So Luna, you might take a little bit. Oh yeah, you do. Enjoy that.
What takes that?
A wooden robot opens the door and steps in and fires a wooden bullet at Ulfred.
It's wooden. Is this touch or
Yeah.
still or?
It's still touch. We did decide last time that if they roll a 1, like if they fumble, they just break. They shatter their gun.
Mhm.
Because it says something in there about their weapons being prone to breakage.
Yeah.
Ooh. That's also at Ulfred.
Owie.
That's it. Olbrin, crit does not confirm. You take 23 and you are down. You're at -4.
Okay.
Welcome to the gaming session.
You didn't set any contingency, did you?
No, what contingency would you have set?
Probably 0 false life on again.
Okay. Do you have a macro for false life, or should I just click it? I'll just click it. I see it. Okay. That my roll was better. So you are healed 18. Yeah. So I'm gonna put you at 1 and say you have 13 false. You have 13 temp hits. Okay. Thrasher, attempt to murder Ulfred. Whoa. 19.
Hit, miss.
Okay. The 38 misses. LOL. Comes in and positions here. Crawls through the debris, positions here. There's no wall there anymore. Shoots Ulfred.
What the fuck?
Crit confirms. This one comes in. And this one. That's a move. Going great.
Well, guess who has heal?
Hey.
If I put step backs, only one thing is threatening me. And I try this concentration check.
Okay.
Because if I don't get it, I'm fucked. That doesn't succeed.
Who would get the AOO? Just this dude, right?
Yeah.
Does not hit your
Yes.
AC.
So,
Okay.
spell
Okay.
wasted, right?
Is that what it means? No. I guess, no, if you make the concentration check, you don't provoke and you lose the spell if you don't do it, right?
Okay.
Is that what it is? God, we never do this. Let's make sure. Seems pretty important.
Well, if he made a concentration to not provoke,
Yeah, would you rather just provoke? I mean, Chad's provoke.
Yeah.
Is what I heard.
I'll just provoke it.
Yeah, because with your AC, I think the move is to just provoke from the Rustras, and they're not as... There you go.
And look who's back up to basically full health.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Alright.
Because Olbrin
Okay.
can see the enemy wizard, you all know where he is. Which is why I've made his token visible. Cass is like, that matches the description you have of Crastus.
So Krakta flies down here between Wolford and Olbrin, and she's going to cast Fire Snake to hit this guy, like basically all these dudes. I have 14
Okay.
squares, so I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Okay.
7, 8. Yep.
Alright, I love this part. Let me do this. Let me get my red pen, bright red pen. Boy, that's loud.
Good lord.
Okay, so you have how many squares?
14.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, you can get that guy. You get all the ones in this whole quarter.
Yep, there, and I'm hoping they'll do some extra damage to the 2 wooden ones at least.
Yeah, it should. Or should hurt their saves, either way. Okay, so many saves were rolled. Many natural 20 saves were rolled. So, fail, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 and one of the wood ones, 2 of the wood ones. Okay. So these 2 wood ones, they failed because they are wood. Enjoy 50 fire damage. These 2 right next to you and Olbrin also failed, and they take so much damage they cease working. You just melt them. Their metal parts and their undead parts shatter, and their metal parts melt into their bodies, and they're just cooked. These 3 made their save, so they take half. These 2 boys down here, you were the last 2, so that is a fail and a made it. Okay, real quick. You, sir, failed. You, sir, made it. Awesome. Killed 2, and you can tell, Krokta, that this one here is super damaged, and so is this one, and this one back here. So several of them are really chewed up.
Alright, cool.
Very good. This one steps up, and it can target tiny bug targets, so it does target tiny bug target.
Those crits, what the
Hell
hell?
yeah.
Oh, damn.
oh,
Yeah, it crits.
Hell yeah.
I've
49.
seen so many crits from lethal shipments.
Murder the dwarf.
So is it 24 plus the 49?
No.
Second, 49. And
Okay.
2 more crits?
Actually, he
Only one confirms.
It misses, yeah. That first
No, it doesn't
one,
even confirm.
Yeah, the first one doesn't hit because it's not a natural 20 crit.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, it's still,
It's a lot.
It's,
Well, they are their arms are falchions and they have improved crit, so they can crit on 15s. They threat on 15s. Base
I love
versus,
falchions.
Yeah.
versus Ulfred, they really only crit on natural 20. Okay, so Ulfred, you've got that damage figured out.
Yep, it was just 8 damage.
Not too bad. This guy walks up to the wall, and let's see, Olbrin was down, but he's still up because of contingency. It's time to shoot him again. Now you're down again.
God damn it.
And you're at minus 11. You're close to death. Then this one steps in the door. "19 does not hit Krokta. They actually have a hard time hitting Krokta. 25 touch is good.
Krokta, don't move.
Yeah. But roach shield.
Confirm crit.
Against Krokta? Or-
Krokta.
Jesus. I mean, I've got a 16 crit range, and I don't roll nearly as many crits.
This one actually, with this wall ripped down, it's gonna recalibrate and target Nomcath. That will...
Against touch?
Yep.
Just barely. Almost didn't it didn't hit me.
Blackout, this is a big, ugly, loud fight. The entire city must have heard this. There's like 20 guns firing, fire snakes, disintegrates. This is World War III in the middle of
Wait,
the
I-
city.
I forgot.
I got a question for you. Are you saying this one?
Hang on. It's Blackout's turn.
Right. Yeah. I am prepared to run if I have to, which is why I'm staying near the edge of the fight.
Nice.
Did you just criticize Heersick for just that?
I told him he did a job.
It looked
My
about this
job.
bad when he ran.
Yeah, yeah. I'm thinking about it, but for now, I'm gonna aim at the rust resin in front of me. If I drop him, I will go for the thrasher over here.
Okay.
And since this is a full round action, I should be able to use my Overwatch to do this.
Okay. For added atmosphere,
sure.
Olbrin, there is a huge tornado churning over the top of the building. You guys are in the eye of it.
Awesome.
But it is destroying the surrounding buildings. Okay, nearest target. That definitely hits and drops him.
Okay. I gotta roll 3 more.
Okay.
I clicked full attack, but I don't know why I didn't.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't either. Let's try it again. You got enough bullets, right?
I do. I've been keeping track.
Good. You can always buy more in this city. Finish out Blackout's turn, and then this little weenie Technomancer who runs away, and then we'll probably quit for the evening. Let's see. Oh, this target. Roger that. That will hit.
I got 2 more.
Do it.
It's really making me go through and click this every time.
It's lots of fun, though, right? This is super fun to click a bunch of
What you signed up for, yeah.
Yeah. Hit. Come on. Stop rolling 3s. You've rolled 3s. There's a 10. That thing is very close to gone. Ulfred, you're watching bullets just sink into its joints as it tries to murder you and slowly pick it apart. It is on the edge. And this Technomancer, these guys, I think the party's a little too concerned, so I think they are going to actually sprint out into the city and disappear. And we will start next time with the Luna turn. What were you talking about a second ago, Ryan?
So is this wall? Or is that
Yeah.
wall?
Most of these walls have been ripped out by the tornado
Okay,
slowly.
I
but
mean,
surely.
I can't.
Yeah, I can't see anything.
Oh,
like that
gosh.
outside.
Sorry. Let me do this.
There we go.
Let me give you guys
There we go.
much better visibility. All these walls are like crumbling. All the building structures are crumbling. I'm not going to worry about you guys making reflex saves because they're honestly very flimsy buildings. Like temporary structures. Honestly, it's almost like they knew this stuff would probably get destroyed at some point. Okay. Well, looking good, everybody. We'll pause there and finish this one next week.
I do feel bad for Olbern though.
It's not the first time I've been close to death's door.
I'll be sprinting there with the hypo gun.
Thank you.
Cool.
It's only 3d8, but
Better than me being at -11.
yeah, exactly.
Olbern, make
Until they get until they get shoot.
Josh, if you're still in, make one more spellcraft check for me. Okay, since you can see the bad guy and you have Cass's incredible processing power in your brain and talking to the party, Olbern sees Crestus has obvious buffs that he has up are mirror image, globe of invulnerability, hopefully minor.
Oh, if I ever credit it, that would go.
And okay, I put that in the Iron Gods chat, and we will take it up from there next time. Oh, also you can see that he has Cloud of Daggers, which is like Wreath of Blades
Oh, okay. Yeah,
type stuff up. If you run up and melee him, you get chewed up by these floating daggers.
gotcha.
I mean, I could technically see him too if there were no more any walls.
Right, you can all, but anything that anyone in the party can see, everyone is aware of with the status spell up.
Well, no, because I also had to see invisibility anyway.
Good. Then that's another person who can verify his location. Okay. Good times. Looks bad for Olbern, but everybody else should be okay. So Olbern, I look forward to beating your big bard next week.
I like to imagine that Ulfred, when they were shooting at you, like Crocodile was just like flying in front of the bullets. They weren't shooting her; she was just blocking them heroically.
Hell yeah.
I sort of envisioned this little cockroach like just zip around the wall, and they blast right where she just was. Just zip, 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 zip.
I like my heroic version.
Okay, yours is you're catching the bullets, just knocking them out of the air.
Saving Ulfred.
Catch one in your mouth, chew it up, and spit it out on the ground. Tui.
That was the misses.
All right. Well,
See you
good
guys.
times, everybody. See you next time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Later.
Later.
Bye, everybody.
Later.